All right, welcome everyone. This is our first ever Power Life Script Live. And I think we should all turn and thank Sean. Sean, where's Sean? I got to bring Sean right into I'm going to bring him right into the spotlight right now, because it is as a result of Sean's insistence, if you will, his recommendation. Oh my God, people are jumping on board. So every time I put my little cursor on Sean, it leaves. There we go. Okay, I've just added Sean to the spotlight. So Sean, this event is because of you. And you had encouraged us to do this event. And we are so delighted to have you here. Now, Sean, you're a Power Life Script user. And what I'd like to do, just for a minute, as we're just starting this event right here, we're going to be here together for 4 hours. We've got a lot that we're going to be doing. But just to start out this event, what is it that you love most about using a Power Life Script, and how has it helped you? Give us some specifics, please.
So the best thing that I like about the Power Life Script is it really helps with that negative mindset, counteract that, should I say, because we all grow up and we all have those beliefs from the family and the teachers and the grandparents, and we can be very, very critical of ourselves. And I know I was very, very critical, and would never ever celebrate my successes. Like, it would just be next thing, next thing, next thing. And with the Power Life Script, it's something totally different. You're speaking to yourself, so your mind takes it on. And I listened to mine several times throughout the day. I would get up first thing in the morning and I would put it on and spend that few minutes, because mine isn't really very long, and I would just listen to all the things that I've accomplished and created and creating and doing and able to do for those people in my life as well. And it's just changed everything for me. And I'm glad I was we'll say persistent, isn't that what Napoleon Hill says, rather than annoying? I'm glad I was so persistent about getting this on, because I know how much the Power Life Script has pulled me out of a bad place and has completely turned my life around. And I know that if it can do it for me, then that's absolute proof that it can do it for anybody else.
That's beautiful. I love it. Now, there's a couple things that you had written in your Power Life Script, Sean, that were probably things that other people may have thought were impossible. And one of them revolves around your nephew. Are you willing to share that?
Yeah, and I also have an update with that one as well. So my twin nephews are non-verbal and they have autism. And I have in my Power Life Script about that they are coming on brilliantly, and their speech is always improving every time that I'm around them. So it would probably be about 6 months ago, maybe, or maybe a wee bit more, that one of the twins said his first word. And we were told that both of those kids would never speak non-verbal. And 3 days ago, the other twin on FaceTime went, bye-bye.
Wow.
And then he never gets on with the other twin. And my brother sent me a video of him sitting down, playing with his toys, going to the other one, come here.
Oh my, I have goosebumps everywhere. That is amazing. Now, you scripted that, right? You scripted that right into your script, that they were verbal, that they were communicating.
Absolutely. And
words.
That they were coming on every single time I see them, because they would trigger each other. So, that would send them off on their wee episodes. And now one of them sitting there going to the other, come here, while he's playing with his Legos.
That's so good. I love it. That's great. Okay, so what was the other thing that happened for you that was a significant change in your life?
Pretty much my location where I am. I decided in a matter of weeks, I'm packing up and I'm going to Malta, and I'm sitting now in a hotel in Malta because I live on the wee island off it, Gozo, and I'm currently in the middle of a European tour. So I've had to get a ferry over to Malta. I'm staying in a hotel. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm just able to go online and book a hotel and not worry about it. And I was never ever like that before. What I mean is not worry about it financially. I was go on, get the hotel. I accidentally may have booked myself a family size room, and oops, and I'm sitting on the balcony now. And coming from typical Irish weather to sitting in the middle of November, on a balcony in a pair of shorts in 24-degree heat. So I'm in a very different place physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially.
Oh, I love that. I just love it. It just sounds like the most beautiful music, to my ears is really what it is. That is amazing.
And it's so cool what has actually came up from it, because I originally just thought, go to Malta and give yourself a break, like mentally. And then I done that. And because I have clients from all over the world, due to all the work I've been doing the past 10 years, I just literally was like, oh, that's it, I'm going. And then someone messaged me, could you teach a 2-day workshop? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And what turned into going for 6 weeks is now I've signed a lease on an apartment for a year. Who knows what else will happen? That workshop led into other people finding out I'm going to be in Europe, which has led to them going, well, if they're getting the workshop, I want the workshop. And if you're going to go and do a show there, well, then you may as well get on a plane and fly over here and do one there. And I'm like,
right.
Okay.
There you go. And what Sean's talking about here is Sean took action. He decided that he was going to invest in himself. He invested in the Power Life script. He, watched the lessons, learned how to do it effectively, wrote his Power Life script, recorded his Power Life script, and listened to it regularly as it impressed in his subconscious mind. But what happens here is, and this is what we're hearing, is there are ripple effects, wonderful ripple effects.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that I think is the pleasant surprise by working with this, are the amazing things that continue to happen. You see, when you get your mind in the right space, when you become, we heard Sean say that he's feeling better physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Like it's so incredible the difference it makes. Now, Sean, one of the challenges that a lot of people have with creating their Power Life script is getting started, right? It's like Don Shula's quote, it is the start that stops most people. Did you have any challenge with that? Like, were you searching for answers for, getting things right in your life? Or did you find that you were looking for lots of solutions and then maybe you heard about this and you didn't do it right away? What happened for you?
Yeah, I was very much, I need to know the how, and I need to tell the universe the how. And this is going to happen, and I'm going to earn this amount of money from this amount of clients, and I'll do this amount of hours. And sure, that never worked. And then it was like, no, just tell the universe what you want. Give your mind that instruction. This is what you're doing. Don't worry about the how. And I found once I don't worry about the how, I get that. Sorry, there's a big lorry drive or a motorbike driving by. If you don't worry about the how, greater things show up.
Right. It's a letting go experience that it can be challenging for some people. It's not for me. It's not for you, sounds like, but that part could be a challenge, but that's great. I love it. And I want to thank you for being here. We may call on you again. I really appreciate you sharing. I wanted to thank you. You've got a lot of thanks in the chat box there as well, because, you really influenced this. You were the one that suggested it. You said, let's do it. And we decided to do it. And I'm glad that we did. So
this was also in my Power Life script as well.
Beautiful.
Speaking at the Power Life script live event. So.
I love it. Okay, cool. Well, we're doing a live, like a in-person one for 2 days.
Yes, that sounds good.
So make sure that you're going to book.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll let you mute your own line, and I'll just go back to the spotlight here. Listen, I suppose that you really understand the power of a Power Life script, and some of you have likely been using it more readily than others. And if not, it is what it is. But this is a brand new day. And what I hope that you get out of this is the immense value that this will bring to your life. I absolutely believe with every ounce of my being that there isn't a more powerful technique to change your subconscious mind, which means you're going to change your life. You're going to change everything in your life. However, it is so important that the Power Life script is written effectively. The thing to also keep in mind is this, is that you could write a Power Life script today, or you could have a Power Life script today, but you may hear something. And I'm going to be going through a number of examples. We had close to 50 Power Life scripts that were submitted for review. And I will be reviewing some of the Power Life scripts that have come in. Now, that's going to benefit all of you. So if you hear me reviewing a Power Life script and you're thinking, oh, it doesn't apply to me, it's not my Power Life script. The whole point of doing the reviews is to give everyone value, not only the person that wrote it, but everyone on the call. Now, we have some Power Life scripts that need some serious help, and that's not a bad thing. It just is. And we have some Power Life scripts that are extremely well written. There are some Power Life scripts that are rather short, and there are some that are a little bit longer. And so you're going to see a wide variety. But understand this, and this is so important. The purpose behind the Power Life script is to program in your consciousness, in your subconscious mind, that you are seeing, believing, and experiencing in this now moment, this moment that we have right now, in this now moment, that you have, or that you're doing, or that you're being, or that you're experiencing everything that you desire, because this is how it works. You've got tremendous power. You've heard that before, I'm sure. Tremendous power that's locked up inside of you. What we're going to do, and what the Power Life script does, is it brings out that power. It's like an activation of the power. Now, you've got the power, but if you're not using it, it's not serving you. Or some people are using their power and they're not conscious of how they're using their power, and they're using it in a destructive way. And of course, we certainly don't want to be doing that. Now, when I created this process of Power Life script back in the 1990s, the reason why I created it is that I realized that it is absolutely essential to be disciplined, to be programming your subconscious mind every day, bar none, like every day. Be implanting only the thoughts, only the ideas that are in harmony with what you desire. And so I started thinking, how can I do this more effectively? Now, I was a serious student. I started studying in 1979. So at this point, in the middle of the 90s, I'd already been into the studies, been reading the books, attending the seminars, listening to the audios. But I wanted to customize or personalize something that would really embed my subconscious mind with my desires, with the areas that I felt that I personally needed to work on, because we're all different. Every one of us that's here on this call right now, you're all unique, and all of you have paradigms that's your belief system. You all have them. Now, some of you are going to be you're all going to be different. It's all going to be extremely unique. Some of you have paradigms that are really good and really strong and definitely supporting you. And others have paradigms that are not supporting you. They are destructive. They are holding you back. They are causing you to be in your own way. And some of you may find that what you're going to create as far as a Power Life script is going to be completely opposite to the way that you're currently living your life right now. And that's okay. It is not necessary to just rise up and do little progress. You can go from where you are to where you want to be like that. You see, what we're talking about is reprogramming your subconscious mind. Let's say it's somebody who's struggling financially and they barely have two pennies to rub together, as the expression goes. They're having a hard time meeting all of their financial obligations, and yet they have a desire to be a billionaire. Now, what would some people outside of this room, obviously, what would some people say about that? Oh, that's ridiculous. It's impossible, or that's not going to happen. And why don't you just, get to a point where you're just earning a little bit of money and things like that. That's what the people outside of this room would say. But the truth is, could you go from struggle to being a billionaire? Yes, you can. Now, here's the part. Now, you heard Sean mention this. This is the part that's really important that you get and you understand. You do not have to know how you're going to get to where you want to go. You don't have to know how. You have to trust. You have to believe. You have to know that you're already there. And that's why the Power Life script is written in the present tense, as if you're already there. Now, does it seem like a lie? Very likely. Very likely it will, especially in the beginning. Should your Power Life script be written in your voice, and recorded in your voice? Yes, absolutely. If you have a challenge hearing your own voice, you'll get over it. You'll get over it. I know in the beginning it was like, oh, I don't really want to hear my voice, but I got over it. And now, why is it that people don't like hearing the sound of their voice? Quite often it's an insecurity. That's really what it is. Lack of confidence. Could be that. Could be something else. Maybe they just don't like the sound of their voice. I would get past that. Get past that. Why? Because you're going to be updating your Power Life script on a regular basis. I update my Power Life script on a regular basis. Why would you update your Power Life script on a regular basis? You would update it when you think of something else that you want. So let's look at Sean as an example. Sean is where he is right now, living in Malta, about to move into his own place. And once he settles in there, here's what's going to happen. His desires will change. Not drastically. He may love Malta and just want to stay in Malta and want to be in Malta. But because he's an evolved person, Sean is a serious student of these materials, he may find that he starts thinking about, what else do I want? Maybe I'd like to have a beautiful home on the ocean. Maybe I'd like to have a resort and then welcome my other Irish friends or friends from North America or from Europe or wherever to come and sit, whatever. I mean, he just has to think from a place of infinite possibilities. And all you need to ask yourself when an idea pops into your consciousness is this: do I want it? Do I want it? So if you think of something or see something, or even as you're hearing the examples that I'm about to go through, and you're thinking, ooh, I'd like that, then write it down. You may very well be changing your Power Life script as a result of being with us right here, right now. And so the purpose of today is really, initially we started to promote this event for our Power Life script users. And then I said to Roddy, let's extend it, because even if someone isn't a Power Life script user, they will be by the time we're finished, because they're going to recognize the real power and the huge value that comes from creating a Power Life script. And in my opinion, after studying this for 44 years, there's nothing like it. There's nothing else like it on this planet. And there's nothing that can contribute more to your success, I believe, than a Power Life script. And you know what's great about it? It's so easy to use. If you have one of these, a finger, or even if you have a nose, because you don't even have to use your finger, and you can push play, that's it, right? Once you've done the work, once you've written the script, and once you've recorded the script, all you have to do is push play. But you know how many people don't push play every day and they have a Power Life script? Many. Why? Habitual, right? They're involved in other habitual things. So I started a practice not that long ago that the moment I wake up, that I become aware that it's morning and it's dark, it's still dark, I will grab my headphones that are on my nightstand. They're just sitting there. I grab them and I put them on and I push play on my Power Life script. And I do that because I'm still in a sleepy, drowsy state. And when you're in a sleepy, drowsy state, which you can get into like that, you can lay down on the sofa right now or go lay down on your bed. Don't fall asleep, but get into that state that's very relaxed. You're about to go to sleep. That's when you're expressing alpha waves, brain waves. And that is when your subconscious is more accepting of whatever is being impressed upon it. So the best times to listen to your Power Life script are in the morning when you first wake up, and at night before you go to sleep, and during the day when you put yourself in a sleepy, drowsy state. However, does it mean that you can't listen to your Power Life script other times? No, I would listen to it all day long. You can listen to it while you're doing other things. I remember one time talking about how you can be actively listening to your Power Life script, which means you're paying attention to it. You're paying attention to what you're hearing and you're getting emotionally involved in what you're hearing, but you can also listen to it passively. So I can take my headphones right now, which are over there, which I think I have a set in here as well. I could take these headphones right now and open up iTunes right now. I'm going to do this. Actually, that probably wouldn't be a good idea, Peggy. I need to do a version where I plug into my phone, not my computer. Okay, both of these headphones are for my computer, not my phone. But here's the point. I could put the headphones into my iPhone, go to iTunes, push play, and start listening to my Power Life script and be talking to you. I could still be teaching this class while it's playing in my mind. Am I still making an impression in my subconscious mind? Yes, absolutely. I'm still making an impression in my subconscious mind. So I will plug in my earbuds, or usually my earbuds because they're wireless, while I'm doing things like preparing a meal, or if I'm in the grocery store, or if I'm out walking the dogs, or if I'm sitting on the sofa and my husband's watching hockey and I'm not particularly paying attention, or if I'm doing laundry or in the shower with the cap on my head. You can listen to your Power Life script passively as well, and it still makes an impression in your subconscious mind. So when we think about making an impression in our subconscious mind, which is ultimately what is done, what's accomplished in order to produce the belief system within you, you can do it both actively and passively, both actively and passively. And I would encourage you to be doing both, not just one. But if you find there's a day where you're like, oh, I haven't listened to my Power Life script, make sure you listen to it. You see, it is a discipline. Even this morning, I've been listening to mine for like 30 years. And I woke up this morning and I was still feeling kind of tired, went to bed a little late. And I knew there was lots to do today with our event and other things going on. And I went to grab my headphones and I was thinking, do I have time for this right now? And I had that thought. It's like, yes, I am not missing it. So I plugged in my earphones and I started to listen. And I did that for about 45 minutes before I actually got out of bed. But what I also do is I'll get out of bed with them still attached. And I might just plug them if I put a house coat on, just plug my phone into my pocket as I'm walking around and getting ready for the day. And so the more you listen to your Power Life script, the better it's going to go for you. And you must listen. But the reason why, or a big part of the reason why we're here today, is for the caveats, right? The things to be aware of. Because I have seen Power Life scripts from some of my private mentoring clients that have areas of challenge. That's what I'll call them, areas of challenge. For example, I have a private client that I've been working with now for a number of years. It's a lovely woman that I'm very blessed to serve. And she's a very serious student and has been continually making great progress, manifesting amazing things in her life for the years that I've known her. And so recently I asked her to send me her Power Life script and I hadn't seen it. And so I said, please send it to me. She emailed it to me. And throughout the Power Life script, it was about 3 pages in length, I believe, typed pages. And throughout the Power Life script in bold, everything else was not in bold, but in bold, she had this one statement. And she had this statement repeated like throughout her Power Life script. And that one statement was creating a block and she didn't even realize it. Excuse me. So we had a meeting this week and I pointed it out. I said, I would remove that statement. I understand what you're saying. I understand the significance of it, but it'll actually have you staying stuck if that's what you want. But what I've noticed from going through some individuals' Power Life scripts is that almost everyone that's created them, even if they're phenomenal, they're either missing something or there's something in there that could be holding them back or keeping them stuck. So for the sake of our time here today, I'm going to be reviewing a number of Power Life scripts and I'm going to be giving you feedback on these Power Life scripts. They are for everyone, not only the individual that sent it in. Understand you will all benefit from the feedback that you're about to hear. Now, the conditions of a Power Life script, and I want you to think about this before we get into reading some of these Power Life scripts. This is for you. What should be or shouldn't be in your Power Life script. Let's talk about that. Number 1, think about the words Power Life script. It's about your life, not just one area of your life, every area of your life that's important to you. So what's important to you? I suppose health is important to you. I suppose your career, if you have one or you're enjoying one, career might be important to you. If you have a family, that's very likely important to you. The home that you live in is very likely important to you. Maybe the things that you're doing, the contribution you're making in the world, the accomplishments that you're doing, the awards you're winning, places you're going, the way that you're traveling, what you own, your things, your stuff, all of that is part of your life. And so when I look at someone's Power Life script, I'm looking to see if all areas of their life is included in the Power Life script statement. If it isn't, they could be missing or they could have an unbalanced life. And I believe it's important to have balance. Now, I'm not talking about you're going to be dictated that you need to invest this amount of time doing this and this amount of time doing that. Everyone has their own sort of form of balance. But somebody who works all the time and has no time for themselves or no time to enjoy some quality things that they love to do, very likely out of balance. So it serves you to have some balance in your life. And then there's some other people that are really busy, that have a family and they're taking care of their family. They have a career as well. They may have a partner, they might have a business, they have clients that they're serving, and they've got lots of things going on. And that's okay, because what you can do in the Power Life script is talk about how easily everything happens, how you have already accomplished the things that you've set for yourself. And another tremendous benefit of a Power Life script is to include the belief statements that are going to reinforce the faith within you. And again, this is an individual thing. So for those of you that would love to have more prosperity, and you may have been raised in an environment that was, unlike that. Like me, I was raised in a very poor environment, and prosperity is something that you would love to experience. But you've noticed that there's a feeling within you of undeserving. Then what would you include in your Power Life script? Statements that confirm that you are deserving of all the wealth that you're receiving. And if you're having a challenge with faith, as an example, then you could also include statements that speak to faith and how you have the faith in your goals, that you know that your success is absolutely guaranteed. Those kinds of statements can reinforce your faith as well, but it's an individual thing. It's a personal thing. Not everybody has those challenges. Not everybody needs those statements. And this is why it's so important to know yourself. Okay, I think we have a question here. Vincent, or no, I'm sorry, that was Vincent. Good thing I put my glasses on. Vagelis, how do you say your name? Is it Vagelis? Okay.
Yes, Vagelis.
I saw your hand go up.
I'm new here, and I'd like to ask you, are we talking about the law of attraction here? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, absolutely. Well, this is more of law of attraction is a subsidiary law for the law of vibration. We're really talking about vibration, because when you impress your mind, your consciousness, and you impress it over and over again, which goes into your subconscious mind, what you're ultimately doing is you're creating a vibrational expression of the energy of imagining that you already have that which you desire.
Okay, let me ask you something. Okay, suppose that I'm overweight, and should I say that right now I'm okay? I don't. I'm thin. I'm fit.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Or when the banks go after me, I should say I'm rich.
Yes, yeah. Yes, you write it as you want it to be, regardless of what's going on in your life right now. You write it out as if it's the way you desire it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
You're welcome. Stick with us, because we got more examples, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about how to use it. I'm glad you asked that question, Vagelis. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you.
You're welcome. All right, stick with us, because we got more stuff coming your way. Okay, so listen, I do have some slides. I want to show you some slides just for the sake of some points, and then we're going to get to reviewing some Power Life scripts. So let's go here, because I want you to understand this tremendous power that this Power Life script has for you. You know, the logo that we created for Power Life script says below it, the most powerful technique to manifest your desires with ease. I believe that with every ounce of my being. Absolutely know that to be true. You have to understand, though, what you're really working with are the laws of the universe. So there is going to be some time that's going to elapse. And it doesn't matter what your life is like right now. You script it the way you want it to be. You script it the way you want it to be, and you will manifest that into physical form. So if we look at, I just want to share with you some examples of how I've used the Power Life script in my own life. And this may spark ideas within you as well. So this is the home that I grew up in. And you've probably heard me mention before, if you have seen me speak before, that I was raised in a very poor environment. Now, this house that we're looking at is about 600 square feet. And the house that I live in now is about 12 times that size. And I only say that, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that, you know, I chose to live in a newer, more beautiful home. So I was raised with beliefs that were that we had to struggle. It's just the way it was. Struggle was the way of being. You know, we were the people that were destined for poorness, not for greatness. I never heard any other idea about how you can create success in your life other than, what do you think? Money grows on trees, and what do you want that for? And, you know, so a lot of programming around, you're not worthy, you don't deserve, there isn't any for you, just accept your lot in life. And as a result, I was pretty miserable. So this is I know it's a fuzzy picture, but it's the best one I could find of miserable Peggy, because there weren't a lot of pictures of Peggy smiling way back when. I was a pretty miserable person. Not only was I miserable, I wanted to end my life, and that is no way to be. It's kind of like what they call rock bottom, and I was there. But once you hit rock bottom, you can climb up. Now, fortunately, when I was about this age in this picture, I met Bob Proctor, January 1979. And that's when everything changed, because he said, if you want your life to change, you must change. So when we hear that statement, such a simple statement, when you want your life to change, you must change. What that really means is you're changing your subconscious mind. You're changing your programming. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, or that you're a bad apple, or that you should be punished. If you want your life to change, you have to change what's going into your mind. That's how a Power Life script can help you. That's how a Power Life script can contribute to a better attitude and to a stronger belief system, which is absolutely what you want to do. Like for years and years and years, I sat in seminar after seminar after seminar, and I would hear these things. And I'd say, okay, I get it, I understand. But I'd also be wondering how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? That's when I came up with the idea of creating a Power Life script. That's exactly what I did. So if we go back and look at our presentation here and where I had this life-altering realization. And the life-altering realization was, and after hearing it from many, many different speakers and leaders and masters and reading it, etc., was that there was this tremendous power that was locked up within me. And I didn't have to go anywhere else except within. And when we go within, we will find that we'll never be without. And so I realized that what was really valuable is to not only impress only the positive ideas, but to connect emotionally to the life that I desired to live and to feel it as my dominant emotion, dominant every day. And by doing that, I would invoke the law of vibration, which would mean I'm attracting it back into my life, regardless of what the bank account was, regardless of how I felt about myself, regardless of what I was doing or not doing, or enjoying or not enjoying. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are, what's going on in your life. You can use the Power Life script to change every area of your life. Every area, how you feel about yourself, everything from the things that you accomplish to the way that you live, to your family, your relationships, everything. Now, Bob Proctor was my greatest teacher and mentor, and fortunately, he became a friend as well. And Bob Proctor often spoke of the power of repetition. He also said that there's two known ways to change your paradigm. One is through an emotional impact. Two is through space-time repetition. And not everybody has an emotional impact, but you can create the space-time repetition. Now, I wouldn't think for a second of not listening to my Power Life script since I started listening to it in the 90s. It has made the biggest difference in my results. Why? Because of the repetition, because of the repetition, because of the repetition, hearing these things over and over again until you get to the point that you what? Believe it. right? You believe it. You've heard that expression before. You hear something over and over again, you will start to believe it. So what do you want to tell yourself? What do you want to tell yourself? You want to tell yourself only the things that are going to put you in harmony with the desires that you have in your life. And so I used my Power Life script to attract my husband. I was single at the time and I was working from home. And I remember friends of mine saying, what do you think? You know, your husband's just going to show up at your door one day. And I said this, I don't know how he's going to show up in my life. It's not my responsibility to know the how. My responsibility is to feel as if he's here now, to feel it and to believe it. And then they would go on with additional questions like, well, are you going to go to the bars? Are you going to meet him in a bar? Are you, where are you going to meet him? Are you going to go online? A dating site? Dating sites were new at that time. It wasn't as common as it is today. But I said, no, I'm not going to a bar to meet him. What do you think? He's going to knock on your door? Well, maybe. I don't have to know how it's going to happen. So I started to imagine that I was with my significant other. And I wrote it out in my life script, in my Power Life script. I wrote about how wonderful our relationship was, how much we loved each other, respect each other, how much we laughed together, we enjoy our time together, how we grow together, and all of that. So I wrote it. And then I became emotionally involved in it, feeling as if it was already done. And then one day I was out walking my dog, and Denis, who's in this picture, that's my husband, Denis was moving into the neighborhood. He was just unpacking his boxes, and he had a friend's dog over at his house that was tied up to a tree on his front lawn. So you know what dogs do when they see each other? So my dog went running over to that dog and they started sniffing at each other. And then Denny walked out the front door. And as soon as I saw him, I thought, I like that. And I thought, that's the kind of guy. Once we started talking and I got to know him, I thought, that's the kind of guy I'd like to be with. And I didn't declare at that moment, it's him. I just said, that's the kind of guy. Denny's a very kind-hearted man. He's very responsible. He's very masculine. I like that about him. And just getting to know him, made me realize this is a really quality guy and the kind of guy that I would love to go out with. And so we started dating, and it wasn't long after we started dating that I realized I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. And we've been together now for over 18 years, and he really is the love of my life. But I used my Power Life script to turn the invisible into the visible. And prior to meeting him, I had been single for 12 years. I did lots of dating, but I'd been single for 12 years. All right, this was a home that my husband and I manifested. It was my second dream home, by the way. This was one of the dream of a lifetime homes. It's not the signature story that I tell, but this is another one. And this is the story that I tell. Some of you may have heard me tell the story of when my husband and I had moved into a home, and I decided I want to sell it. And then I found one that was $1 million more than the one that we were in. And Denny's like, where's the money going to come from? And I said, wherever it is now. And we just had to decide, do we want it? And not only did we go there and want it, it's a gorgeous home, but we bought it. And we bought it. And as a result of that decision, I went on to generate multiple millions in my business because it stretches you. And that's the whole idea behind goals. The goals that you set for yourself, a goal that you have no idea how you're going to accomplish, the biggest benefit that you're going to experience is not only having the goal and getting the goal, but it's going to be who you become in the process. It will stretch you. It will grow you. And using your Power Life script, that whole process, that entire process can be easy for you. Now, this is the backyard of that same home. It didn't look like this when we bought it, but in my mind, I saw this cabana out there with an outdoor fireplace and an outdoor bar. We had a TV on the wall out there too, so Denny could be floating in the pool and pulling out the TV and turning it toward the pool so he could watch golf. And, we had an outdoor kitchen out there. I mean, it was amazing. And when I had this idea to do this, I basically drew it on a napkin. So it was imagined in my mind, drew it on a napkin, called the company. They came over. I showed them my napkin. And I said, can you do this? Can you build this for me? They're like, yeah, we can do this. I said, great. Now, my husband was kind of freaking out because he's like, this is going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I said, whatever, whatever it costs. You see, when you recognize that you can manifest anything that you desire, you're not concerned about the cost. The concern is only in how are you feeling, right? You pay attention to your emotions, and then you will attract the money, provided you are in alignment. And that's the way it works. That's the way the laws of the universe work. This was another home that we had purchased, a gorgeous home that was custom made that we had bought. We moved into that one. I love manifesting real estate. I manifested this villa that was on a golf course in Florida, bought that, paid for that with cash. That was a spontaneous decision that I had, added it to my Power Life script, bought it, paid for it with cash. I decided to buy a waterfront place. This was the second lakefront home. Actually, this was a third one that I had bought. And I used my Power Life script to buy it. I talked in the script that my husband and I were sitting on the deck watching the sun go down. And if you look at the picture on the left, that's me and Denis sitting on the deck watching the sun go down. I scripted that, and then it became a reality. I scripted it, listened to it, it became a reality. All right. Cars, same thing. Any vehicles that these are some of the vehicles that I've owned over the years. I remember seeing the Jaguar commercial and thinking, oh, I like that. And making a decision that, you know, I'm purchasing this car, I'm buying it, and I'm paying for it with cash. And I wrote in my Power Life script how I still had my Mercedes SUV, but I bought this Jaguar as well. And I wrote in my script about the driving around, you know, the wind blowing through my hair and my Peg's Jag personal license plate on it and all of that scripted in my Power Life script. Okay. These are all just some. Like, I've been donating to the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario for many, many years, making significant donations, and intend on continuing to make even more significant donations to the Children's Hospital. That is something that's important to me. And it is also in my Power Life script. Same thing for Cynthia Kersey's Unstoppable Foundation. I noticed in one of the Power Life scripts that was submitted, someone had mentioned that they want to contribute to a village, or that they have actually contributed to building a village or sponsoring a village. Perhaps that's through the Unstoppable Foundation as well. If that's something that you want to do, you can talk about that in your Power Life script. I've used my Power Life script to attract relationships, business partnerships, clients that I'm blessed to serve. I remember when I was speaking at one of Bob Proctor's 1% Club events that he held only 3 times in Hawaii, and I was invited to speak at every one of them. I scripted that. So when Bob called me one day and said, what are you doing on these dates? I had already booked my flight. I knew I was going. I was already there. And this is the kind of thing that you can script as well. And these are part of the reason why your script will likely change, is because your desires are going to change as well. I've used my Power Life script to see myself on amazing trips, flying in private jets. I know some of you put that in your Power Life script as well. Business trips, having fun, you know, talking about how amazing it is. The one on the left is Hawaii. And so you could do that as well. I use my Power Life script to manifest my New York Times bestseller. I use my Power Life script now I use it to manifest my books in many, many different languages. At that time, I had 13 books in 37 languages. Now I am working on book number 21. And of course, in my Power Life script, I talk about the success of Savvy Wisdom. It is already done. If you have a revenue goal, net worth goal, earnings goal, whatever money goals, financial goals, you can have more than one goal. That also should be in your Power Life script. However, let me add a lesson here. Do not conflict. The universe is saying to you, what do you want? And you're answering that in the present tense as if you already have it. But where I've seen other people have challenges as it relates to the money part of their Power Life script is this. They'll say something like they are earning, and if you've done this, correct it, okay? Because this is not only a teaching class, it's a correcting class too. So if you said, I am so happy and grateful that I'm earning, let's say we'll use a low number, $100,000 in 2022. And in 2023, I'm earning $150,000. Not the way it works. The universe is confused because the universe works with the present moment in the now. What would you love to be earning? Now, don't think from the paradigm in determining what you'd love to be earning. Think from infinite possibilities. What would you love? What would you love? What would you love? What would you really love to be earning? That's the earnings goal. But also, and I did notice this in some of the Power Life scripts that were submitted, if you have a business, if you're running a business, then you could have a revenue goal. I would suggest that you do. I have one. I run a business, and you could talk in your Power Life script about the revenue that your business is generating. And of course, if you're the lead in the business, the revenue is going to be generating a lot more revenue than what you're taking home. So make sure that that's clear in the Power Life script. So you may include things like, I'm so happy and grateful that my business is easily generating whatever that revenue is annually or monthly. And I'm also so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning. And you could say that monthly or annually, whatever that is. Don't put anything other than the now on it. And then you can also say that your profit margin is greater than 30%, as an example. So what does that mean? It means you're running a profitable business, right? Like, a lot of people miss that part. Another thing that I noticed, and this is a point that I want to reference because I saw this a lot in a lot of the Power Life scripts, is a lot of people will be talking about the many homes that they own all over the world. Here's something I want you to pay attention to. Did you write down and include in your Power Life script that you own it, that you easily take care of it? Like, you start having multiple properties all over the world, they need to be cared for. There's going to be expenses associated with them. Nothing wrong with any of that, by the way. But I would suggest add it in your Power Life script. I've seen people go for goals and go for dreams and then forget about the maintenance, or forget about the upkeep, or forget about what else is going to be involved when you have that. All right. So you have to take all of that into consideration. The same thing with a business. Like, you only want to see your business being profitable. So you can talk about your business being profitable at the same time. So money goals are absolutely an important part of anyone's script. So I would suggest that you include that. This was another home that we had bought. This was a beautiful custom design, award-winning home. It was absolutely spectacular on a private golf course. And we had bought that home. That was in my Power Life script as well. And this, I've used my Power Life script to manifest being back in perfect health. So if you're looking at the slide right now, you'll see an image on the left-hand side. That's me going into a machine that's about to do radiation on my mouth and my neck. If you're looking at the middle picture, you'll see I have 3rd-degree burns on my neck. I was in a hospital at that time, and that was just about a year ago. And then if you're looking at the right-hand picture, that was in January this year, where I got the report from the oncologist saying cancer went all gone, bye-bye. Right? Now, why did I include that in today? Here's why. Everyone is going to experience adversity in their life. Everyone experiences adversity. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are, we'll experience it. I believe the stronger you are emotionally, the stronger you are with your beliefs, the easier it's going to be to get through those challenging times. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have them. You'll have them. Everybody has them. I'm not saying gloom and doom here, but it's the truth. Everybody experiences challenges. Now, it might be minor and they might be extremely infrequent, but challenges nonetheless. And what I find and have found is when your Power Life script is really strong and you're speaking to how strong you are as a person and the faith that you have, you'll get through anything. And so when I was laying in that hospital bed and going through one of the most challenging times of my life, I was listening to me talk to me over and over again. So in this middle picture here with the mask on, I was listening to my Power Life script. I had my earbuds. I had 2 sets. I would just charge one, listen until the batteries went dead, grab the other one that had been plugged in, listen to it till the battery went dead, plug it back in. I wasn't doing a lot of sleeping. I actually had a stomach tube coming out of my stomach. I wasn't able to lay down when I was in the hospital either. And, it was a very interesting time. But I didn't accept a bad diagnosis. I didn't get all caught up in the gloom and the doom of, oh my goodness, what if? Immediately, when this event began to occur, I looked for the blessings. I stayed. I did not stop my practices. I listened to my Power Life script more and more and more. I mean, heck, I was laying in a hospital bed. Why not, right? I'm not doing anything. Perfect time to listen to your Power Life script. And I believe it contributed significantly to a fast recovery and to being back in perfect health again. And it's important that health is a part of your Power Life script as well. It was in mine too, but it's important that it's there. Really important that you speak to your health. So here's an ad that you may or may not have seen of a little old lady with Frank's hot sauce, who says she puts that in the ad. It's I put that shit on everything. And the idea behind the ad is that you can use hot sauce on any food that you eat. Some people do. And I like that ad because it reminds me of the Power Life script. And it reminds me of the value of Power Life script and how Power Life script can be used on everything, anything and everything. Could you actually write in your Power Life script about someone else? Yes, I do. I write about my son, my grandson, my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law, my husband. I write about them in my Power Life script too. We heard from Sean, who talked about his nephews. He's a wonderful uncle, and he wrote about them in his Power Life script and made that become a real life event as well. Okay, I see we have a question from Rika. Rika, how can I serve you?
Hi, Peggy. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you were talking about you in the hospital and when Sean was speaking, it made me have two questions that are kind of related. One is, like with me, I'm legally blind, okay? And they had to do surgery on my right eye, which where that's the eye I can't see out of, but it altered the way that my body was originally made. So my question is, can you basically use the Power Life script and overcome something that got altered,
Definitely.
outside of your body?
Absolutely. You know, the place to start, and this is a very important question. I'm grateful, Rika, that you're asking this question because somebody else may have a similar question. The place to start is with an irrevocable decision that you're going to change it. Okay, you have to decide to change it, like, and then declare what that is. You know, that you can see perfectly. I have perfect 20/20 vision. You're aware of Phil Goldfine, right?
Yes.
So Phil did that. He actually changed his vision. He used to need glasses to see, and he decided to use these teachings, use these materials to correct his vision. And that's what he did. I know of another woman that did the same thing. So absolutely, just start to declare, I'm so grateful. I can see so clearly. My vision is 20/20 out of both eyes. And only talk about the outcome that you desire. Don't say, I'm no longer legally blind in one eye, because what that does is it just gives more energy to that. So you write it out as if it's already done.
Okay. And so on that one, I also have diabetes, which is how I lost my eyesight. So I want to write about being diabetes free in my Power Life script, but I don't want to say it. How do I say it?
Okay, that's a great question. And is type 2 diabetes?
2, yeah.
Yeah, because you can reverse it. It's absolutely can be reversed, and people have reversed it.
Right.
And so you're right. Saying it, but not using the word is as a challenge. So if you were to describe yourself without diabetes, how would you describe yourself?
I have a perfect working pancreas. My cells open up and accept glucose that's extra in my body all the time.
Beautiful. All right. You see, that's all you have to do. You said, I want to put words in your mouth because that's not sanitary, as we know, but I wanted to hear the words from you. What does it mean for you? That's why even with Power Life script, it's not a one size fits all. I mean, out of the 50 scripts that we received, not one of them is identical to another one. Why? Because we're all different. We're all unique. We all have different desires. And so that's what I would do there, Rika.
Okay, great. And now my other question regarding Sean, and you just said how you can write about other people. When I first started listening to Proctor Gallagher 24/7, Bob was on there answering. He had people write in their questions, and he was answering how you can manifest a partner in your life, but you can't talk about that, a specific person that you want in your life, because you can't put that on them. So how does that differ from speaking about other people?
Okay, that's great. I'm not sure if that's how Bob said it, but if he did say it like that, I would disagree. And I didn't
Okay.
always agree with everything Bob said, by the way. Not that I'm right and he's wrong. It's just that here's what I believe. Like, there's energy in everything, right? There's energy in our thoughts. And if I think an energetic thought about you, Rika, like let's say everyone that's on this call, we got 236 people here right now with you. And let's say we all decided we're seeing Rika have a perfect pancreas, that she's completely healthy, her body is perfectly healthy, and she's seeing 20/20 vision. What we just did was something called collective consciousness. We've just brought a variety of energy together toward an end. And so that can actually, there was a book written by Lynn McTaggart, who was a client of mine, by the way, called The Intention Experiment. And that's what she wrote about, is getting groups of people together, collective people together, focused on certain outcomes. Now, that could be things in the world, it could be individuals, it could be things like that. And when you give your attention to somebody else, like let's say that in the case of Denny, I met my husband, Denny, and I had decided that he was going to be my husband. And let's say Denny didn't want to be my husband. Like, I am not in control of his energy. I can influence it. But at the end of the day, it's up to him. It really is up to him. And even though I declare certain things from my son, from my daughter-in-law, from my grandson, from my granddaughter, it is up to them. I mean, they're individuals and they are also powerful. So when you're giving attention to something, you know, it could have an influence. However, if their belief is not in alignment with yours, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That's the way it is.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you asked. Okay, so let me just go see where I
We do have, Peggy, I hate to interrupt you, but we do have a few questions popped in the chat box. I have a feeling you'll probably be discussing them anyway, but if at any point in time you want to do a pit stop and answer some questions, I'm happy to relay them to you.
For sure, for sure. Well, you know, Roddy, I just finished the slides. That was the last slide that I had because I wanted to sort of open up people's consciousness to what you can create before we go to start reviewing a bunch of Power Life scripts. But I'm happy to take any questions right now, Roddy. Why don't we just get on top of them?
Perfect. We've got 6 questions so far that I've managed to bring together. First one's from Kevin. Peggy, have you ever played your Power Life script with alpha wave sounds in the background?
Yes, I have. And that's a great idea, Kevin. Absolutely agree to do that. I think it's a very wise thing to do because it's can perhaps amplify the sound or the music within you. So yes, I have. And I used to do that more frequently, but then I stopped. And I stopped because I was probably updating it more often. And so I stopped, but it's a good idea for sure.
Next one's from Trisha Moran. Do you have to specify when this, whatever it is you're asking for when this needs to happen? I'm confused about whether to put a specific date on when you want the thing to happen or not, like an end date.
Yeah. This is really important, folks. No dates in your Power Life script. You manifest in the now. Everything that you're writing is already happened. It's in the now, not past tense, but it's right now. And you'll see that when I do some actual feedback for the Power Life scripts, especially the first one is Patrick. And I think Patrick joined us, didn't he? Patrick, you're here? Yes. I think this is the Patrick that submitted his Power Life script. I'm going to start with his. And it's a great example of what not to do. I mean, there's some good things in there too, Patrick, but you'll understand when I go through it.
And another one from Vaglis. How long does it take to manifest the life you want? Great question.
How long does it take? That's the great question of the world, right? It's and it's probably the area that a lot of people get frustrated with. So there's a law of gestation that decrees that there is a period of time that will elapse before all things will manifest into form. With goals, it's merely a guess. Don't know when it's going to happen. You just have to believe it and you don't let go. Now, most people underestimate how long it will take and they let go of their goal. That's the majority of the people. You cannot let go. You got to continue to reside in that it's here now. It's here now.
Perfect. The next one's from Cindy. Can you give an example of the Power Life script you used to sell your house in a specific time frame and for a specific price?
Great question, Cindy. Thank you for asking. You know, the thing to think about is this, and this is not only for Cindy, but for everyone listening. You've got to think outcome. Okay, so if you're currently in a house right now that you want to sell, and it's because you're moving, right? You're buying another house. What you want to declare is what's happened now that you've sold your house. So I'm so happy and grateful because is Pete on the call right now? Pete had sent in his, yeah, Pete's here. Okay, so Pete's with us. So Pete's one of the Power Life scripts that I have in my list to go over. So Pete's in the process of selling his home, but he's also in his mind, he's bought the next one. And so that's where you want to go. You want to go to what's happened. Well, you bought another house, right? You're living in that other house and the other one's sold. It's sold. And what you could do, there's one of two things to do. And the one thing that I would do if it was me, I wouldn't even mention the house or mention that it's sold. I just mentioned living in my new one, that I bought my new one and that I paid for it in full, that we're loving our new home and I love where we live. And that's what I would do. And then that assumes the other one is sold. There's an assumption there. Now that would be me. That's what I would do. But what some people do is this. They talk about the home that they're living in, and they talk about how grateful that they are that the people that bought their previous home are thrilled with the purchase, that they love the home and that they're happy and you're happy with the transaction. So you could just write it like that.
And Doreen asked, do you talk to yourself in third person, you are, or do you speak I am?
I am. So in the Power Life script program, there are audios where I'm talking to you. But the suggestion is write your life script as if you're talking to yourself. I am so happy. Now I do say my name in mine, I, Peggy McColl. I start it with my name. Even though I know my name, I, Peggy McColl, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and I start it that way. I don't mention my name any more than that throughout the thing. It's all I am, I have, and I, or we, if it's something relevant to my husband or my family, I talk about that. And, but what some people do, I have a client that does this, is she uses the audios that I recorded where I'm talking to her as an additional script to listen to. Because not only does she want to reinforce her own Power Life script, but she wants to reinforce certain things, certain beliefs within herself. And she likes hearing me tell her that. So she listens to both.
Perfect. And Silky asked, can I record in my Power Life script that my daughter has a great boyfriend and my husband sold his inherited house for 340,000 euros, or should I just write down my things?
No, you could put that in there. I would.
Perfect.
Yes.
And question, for instance, if you had a conflict with someone, this is from Mel, then from what you said, the Power Life script would include the relationship is wonderful rather than stating that there is a reconciliation. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Perfect. And Joanna asked, how do you write about something that you still aren't sure how you want it to be?
Well, how would you feel if you're not sure how you want it to be? Like sometimes I get this question from people as it relates to their career or to their home. They don't quite know what they want to do, but they know they want to work for themselves and they know they want to earn a lot of money. Okay, what's that feel like? So you could talk about, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm in a career that I deeply love and I'm easily earning, blah, blah, blah. Great. You know, I wake up inspired to go to work, you know, and the work that I'm doing is deeply meaningful. And the way and the exact thing is going to come to you.
Perfect. KRS says, can I say pay off my mortgage in my Power Life script, or is this too negative?
Yeah, that is actually in one of the samples that I pulled to share today. And I would say, okay, what's occurred now that the mortgage is paid off? You own your home outright. It's paid for in full. I would not use the word mortgage in your Power Life script. I would just say, I'm so happy and grateful now that we own our home outright. Our home is paid for in full. Every inch of our home we own.
Love it. Quite a few more questions coming in. I don't know how many more you would like me to go through, Peggy.
I keep going. We've got, I see a
Yeah.
couple on the right-hand side as well. I
Yeah.
saw one there from
Dr.
Yeah.
Ruka said, is it possible to change your self-image rather than improve it with the Power Life script in order to manifest all our deepest desires?
Definitely. And in fact, that should be a part of a Power Life script, is not only, you know, you experiencing and manifesting these wonderful goals that you've set for yourself as if they're done now, but also any belief that's going to strengthen you. You know, how good you feel about yourself, how you love yourself, how you feel pride when you look in the mirror, you know, things like that, for sure.
Perfect. And Mustafa asks, can I write all aspects of my life in the Power Life script? For example, can I write about my income goal, new house, new car I want to acquire,
Yes.
as well as my relationship?
Absolutely. Or as the French would say, absolument.
And Heidi asked, I've asked this question before, but still not clear when writing my income goal. Do I say I'm so happy and grateful now that I earn an abundance of monthly income, or do I say now that I earn X amount of dollars of monthly income? Is that telling the universe when I put a specific amount? Same goes for annual income.
Yeah, you should say a specific amount. The universe wants specific amounts. So like I see people saying, I'm earning lots of money. What's lots of money, right? And that's a subjective thing. I mean, we could just, lots of money to one person might be a totally different number to lots of money to another person. So absolutely state the amount. So I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning, you know, blah, 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 each and every month, you know, doing work that I absolutely love. And then the universe will find the way. Now, if you, like, some people say monthly, some people say annual. Personally, I say annual. And the reason is because, you know, you can have months, if you're an entrepreneur, you can have months that go, you could have months that are like, bing, like skyrocket. So I just go with the annual.
And Trisha's asking, can you say I'm so happy and grateful now that I am completely debt-free, or how might I rewrite this in a more positive way?
I love that question, Trisha. Thank you for asking. I would say that I would eliminate the word debt, mortgage, overweight, sick, anything like that from your Power Life script. So if you're completely debt-free, what does that mean? So that means that your personal net worth is whatever it is. You have X in your bank accounts. Your credit score is a perfect 900, like things like that. Just speak to outcomes. Always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do. But where it comes to specifics is that the specific would be my personal net worth is. And so you could say my personal net worth is more than $25 million, right? Now I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do.
Perfect. And Andrew says, can we add sound effects and music to the emotional impact of the Power Life script, i.e. a splash of sound for a swimming pool, etc.?
I love that. That's a great idea, Andrew, for sure. You know, that's a beautiful idea. You know, I just, what flashed in my mind is in my Power Life script, I talk about the sounds of the loons because I love this, the way the loons sing on the lake. And, you know, I also talk about sitting around the campfire, you know, with our family and our friends. And yeah, totally. You can have the crackling of a fire going. You can have the sound of the loons in the background. It's a beautiful idea.
Love that idea. I'm actually do that myself.
Yeah,
Great
for
suggestion,
sure.
Andrew.
Great suggestion.
And Lucinda, what is a good Power Life script or affirmation to get over your poverty mindset?
Yeah, that you have an abundance mindset. You know, quite often the statements that you're going to use to get over something are the opposite of. And so it's not complicated. So if we think about if you have a poverty mindset or a lack mindset, what would be the opposite of that? You know, I have a prosperity mindset. I am prosperity. I attract prosperity into my life easily. I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do. Money is circulating freely in my life, and there is always a divine surplus. And that's one of the things that you're going to find fun when we start looking at these samples is you'll see things that are either from the examples that are in the Power Life Script program, some statements that came straight out of my own Power Life Script I was reading. But where did I get them from? Probably borrowed them from Joseph Murphy or Louise Hay or somebody else, somebody else's affirmation. You see, we're not selling this, right? You're not selling this. This is for you. It's a personal thing. And usually no one else is listening to it. No one else is listening to my Power Life script except my grandson probably hears it more than anyone else because he's in the car and he likes it playing. Oh, grandma, play your life script because he wants to hear his name mentioned in there. So yeah, getting over a poverty life script mindset, you would talk about how you have a prosperity mindset, how you and abundance are one, that you're connected to the abundance in the universe, that there's always an abundance of money, those kinds of things.
And Bindu asks, what are the spiritual laws that work behind the Power Life script process?
The laws of the universe, the natural laws of the universe.
And Ria, I think it's a question, she asks, what other words can you use when you have problems to feel it?
Ria, can you give us more information? What
I'm
other words can you
assuming
use when
she's
you have problems
perhaps
to feel it? Again, it's the outcome. It's like if the problem's solved, what's going on? So I'll use a simple example. When I was in the hospital last year and stomach tube in my thing and going through cancer treatments and radiation and burns on my neck, etc., I never said the burns don't hurt or the stomach tube's gone or anything like that. I'm in perfect health. I'm energetic. I feel great, feel the best I've ever felt in my life. That's what you want to focus on, is the other side of the problem. What has resolved or evolved as a result of that problem being solved in your life?
I think we've got a few more and we're nearly there, which is great.
Coming,
Great
they
questions
keep
as well.
coming.
Yeah, brilliant questions. Yes,
That's
we will
okay.
be recording this event. I know a few folks have asked that we are recording it, so absolutely, if you've missed part of it, we'll send it out. But please do stay on the live. We want you to stay here and enjoy the session. Silky asked, should I also include in the Power Life script that I already have, for example, a great family or things that I want to manifest?
I'm sorry, who asked that one?
It's Silky, Silke. Should I also include in the Power Life script things that I already have, for example,
Oh,
a great
yes,
family
okay.
or things that I want to manifest?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Thank you for asking. I'm glad that question was asked, because absolutely, you want to give energy to what's good in your life right now. Like I start my Power Life script talking about the wonderful relationship that I have with my husband. We have a wonderful relationship. Our relationship is perfect. Like there's no issues with our relationship. But because it's so important to me, I start my Power Life script with talking about how wonderful it is. I do say that it gets better, which is hard to imagine because it's pretty darn good now. But I do talk about that for sure. Yes, talk about things that are already in your life.
One great question as well from Rika is, do you have one Power Life script for everything or separate ones for the things you really want to hone in on one?
I love that question. Thank you for asking, Rika. I actually listen to two. One is mine, my general one, My Life, which is the longer version. And I have a second one that I created with my husband, and it's a relatively short one. It's just a couple minutes long. And I wrote it, and it's me speaking, then him, then me, then him. And it's about the waterfront property that we're purchasing. And that one is just a blast to listen to because we're laughing as we recorded it, and totally I'm there in the vision. So yeah, so that's I have two.
Love it. The questions are building up. I can save them, Peggy, if you want to carry on, and we can do another pit stop later on, or I can keep going with the questions in the chat box.
Yeah, why don't we do this? Hang on to those questions just for a moment, and let's start doing some review of Power Life scripts. And then we're going to come back to the questions, because I love the questions. This is great to have these questions here. And that's really what we're here to do. So what I did was I created a file, folder. I'm going to share it with you now. I'll open up. It's a Word document. I made the font large so you could see it potentially, but it's not necessary that you read this or write this. Now, these are Power Life scripts that were submitted willingly to be openly discussed in this call. So essentially that we have permission to do that. I don't think there's anything in here that's too private. And if there was, I probably wouldn't have shared it. Some of them are short, some of them are a little longer, some of them are almost perfect, and some of them need some significant help. But either way, here's what I want you to do. If it's not your Power Life script that I'm reviewing, I want you to think about your Power Life script. I want you to take these lessons as something that can enhance your Power Life script as well. Okay, sound good to you? Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Roddy. Saw your head nod there. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. And this one is from Patrick. And I believe Patrick is on the line right now. And so I'm doing this one first. And if you see yellow highlights and purple highlights, the yellow highlights are where I felt a cause for concern, where I'm going to give some feedback. And the pink highlights are where I wrote questions or comments. All right, so this Power Life script starts with, I'm going to be closer to my family. This means that it's in the future. And as long as you think it's in the future, it resides in the future. This is not an effective way to write a statement. So how would you write that? I love the close, loving relationship that I have with each member of my family. That would be an alternative for that. If you say, I will improve my health and weigh 100 kilos, then it means it's not done. So I'm so happy and grateful to have perfect health and at my ideal weight of, that would be another way of saying that. Okay. This one, I have £1 million in the bank in the next 5 years. Get rid of the next 5 years. See it in your bank now. You could end up attracting that £5 million or £1 million in your bank next month, next week, today. It doesn't have to be 5 years. You could actually be blocking the flow by saying it's happening in 5 years. However, will it happen in 5 years? We don't know. Why? Because no one knows the gestation period for a goal. It's a guess. It's a mere guess. Now, in your mind, you might be thinking in 5 years, you're going to have £1 million in your bank, but write it as if you have it now. Okay, then you say, I have 3 stately homes, 1 in Florida, 2 in Ireland with Georgian fronts. Okay, so there's 3 homes there. What I would say is, do you own them? That's what I wrote in pink. Do you own those homes, Patrick? If so, write it out. I'm so happy and grateful that I own these 3 beautiful homes. 1's in Florida and 2 are in Ireland. And the 2 in Ireland have gorgeous Georgian fronts. Like, talk more about them. Explain them. What do you love about them? How big are the rooms? Do you love the high ceilings? Like, do you love the view? Do you enjoy sitting in your lanai in your house in Florida? Get into the image. Okay, this is important for everyone. You want to be in the experience. You want to be in the image of that outcome. The next line, I am going to. You guys are probably already ready to fix these yourself, right? Does that mean that you're there? No. So you can say, I'm so happy and grateful to be visiting the Holy Land, Australia, and the Grand Canyon, amongst many other places. Now, what I would do with that is you write it as if it, it's already happening, but then talk about how you're traveling first class. You're staying in the finest destinations, that every part of the journey is enjoyable and fun, like that kind of thing. Be expressive with it so that you can feel it. I have a new Ford Focus car. You can have any car that you want, any car. Is that the one that you want? Is that the one that you want? What car would you really love? In the next month. So we shouldn't have words like in the next month. Out. I will have. No, no, no. You have it now. Okay, so here it says my spirituality cert to set up my coaching business. I'm a certified coach running a very successful coaching business. You want to talk about it is done. I'm very close to my creator. That one's fine. I'm together with my wife in our new home, looking after the elderly. Our home is brightly lit with windows, expensive furniture, veranda. Okay, so there's a little more of the explanation. I probably move the stuff about the home up to where you already mentioned the home. I'm happy and grateful now that I am becoming a public speaker. I would say I'm already an effective, world-class, award-winning, whatever, something that depicts you're a phenomenal public speaker who receives standing ovations, like that kind of thing. I am worthy of success. Indeed, you are. I like that. I believe I will have. Okay, so you guys already know by this point, what's wrong with that. You want to declare it now. I am so happy and grateful that I have £25 million. And I'm using it to build a community peace center. Get rid of the dates. Dates are not applicable in a Power Life script. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the peace center up and running. Perfect. Okay, it's done. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm being paid £1,500 per week as project manager during construction. I'm so happy and grateful that I built a school in Africa. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a successful coach. From today, I am changing my annual income to be my monthly income. So I would write that one differently as well. I would say, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and be specific with the number. Say what the number is. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning whatever that is per month. I'm now renovating 3-story buildings in Newry in 1-bedroom apartments. Talk about it as if they're already done. Are you selling them? Is that why you're renovating them? I'm donating to Mary's Meals and Macmillan Sisters Charities. I like that. I'm closer to my family now. I've improved my health and way. Okay, so there we go. You've almost changed the quotes from above. I'm going to be a successful speaker. It means you're not now. So say it as if you are now. I am a successful, world-class, sought-after speaker in Australia, US, Europe. I have an office open in Crossmaglen. Okay, I'm now earning, is that 100,000 per year? I'm now worth 2 million, and I have, is that $1 million in the bank or 100? Yeah, $1 million in the bank, £1 million in the bank. Okay, so there we're getting into some specifics. Make sure they're in harmony with each other. Meaning, earlier you talked about your annual income being your monthly income. I'm assuming that your annual income would now be that you're earning £100,000 per month or per year. Okay. My health, fitness, physical body has improved totally. I would talk about what it is, meaning it's in perfect shape. I'm energized. I feel great every day. Energized, top shape, renewed eyesight, perfect vision. I now have a 30-acre farm stocked with pedigree herd. I have a Land Rover for visiting the farm, a stunning Georgian home, fully furnished with pool and paved terrace that you own. Add these things in. I own. I have a Land Rover that I own. My stunning, gorgeous home is owned, easily paid for. An Irish castle with bar cabana, hot tub, pool, outdoor fireplace. Awesome. And here's another example. I'll work with means you're not doing it now. So I'm so happy and grateful to be working with John Harkness, John McParlin, Pat Devlin. My books are now being distributed in 230 countries. I think there's only 195 countries. How many countries are there in the world? Maybe there's 230, I don't know. But I thought there was, I did a Google search when I saw that, and I'm pretty sure there's 195 countries. So if so, you might want to correct that. And translate it into 30 languages. I love that. Now here's another one. You're saying that they're being made into films. Say that it's done already. It's successful films. Talk about the success of the films. And you are a New York Times bestselling author. And that you're on the Oprah Winfrey Show, if that's something. Say it as if it's already done. My book, Crossmaglen, Patty said, is now in the hands of an Academy Award-winning producer. Okay, so what? So this is something you might want to do while you're reading your script, is saying, so what? What does that mean? It's in the hands of a producer doesn't mean anything. What you want to say is it's in the hands of the producer because they're in production, right? The movie's being done. It could be something like that. So think results oriented. I now have 3 riding ponies for my granddaughter, Kyla. Oh, that's sweet. I will fly first class. Say you are flying first class everywhere you go. I fly first class with my wife, Mary, wherever we go. We fly first class to Australia. We're flying first class to Grand Canyon, etc. I will continue to donate to the blind and to spinal bifida. All right, great job. Now let me stop the screen share here. And Patrick, where are you? Is Patrick still here? I gotta find Patrick. There he is. Patrick, would you like to unmute? Oh, wait, Patrick's gone. There is no Patrick. Okay, maybe Patrick's not here. I'm not sure if Patrick's here, and if you're here, and thank you, Marina. Then you have further questions that you can certainly ask. Okay, guys, is that helpful to you to see their review of that? Okay, now that was one that we found were lots of opportunities to correct, and that's why we chose that one. They're not, oh, thank you, Tommy. They're not all that obvious, as you'll see, but nonetheless, I'm going to give some suggestions and feedback. The other thing that I want you to keep in mind is your Power Life script covering off all areas of your life? Okay, how long should it be? As long as you've covered off all areas of your life. There is no specific length that it needs to be, but definitely be focused on. Now, if you have an area of your life that is maybe a priority for you, You could have a power life script and maybe have that in the beginning and have it be really strong, but it could be included in your power life script. Or you may have a second one, and that second one is speaking about your health. Like I was listening to a second one when I was in the hospital that Bob created for me about health. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one's from Bonnie. Is Bonnie on the line with us today? I'm just going to do a quick search and see. No, I don't see Bonnie here. Okay. Interesting. They submit and then they don't show up. All right. Well, they're probably watching the replay, I'm guessing. Right, Roddy? Okay, here's Bonnie's. Okay, Bonnie says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am the person I came here to be. I'm grateful for all the opportunities I am given to play various interesting roles as an actor and to preach wonderful sermons as a minister to my congregation. I'm completely healthy. Then what she wrote was, I have no ailments. I suffer no depression. I crossed that out. I would get rid of that. That is just going to give attention to ailments and depression. So out you go. No longer going to serve us here. I have plenty of energy. Oh, I think that's just a spelling error. Okay, I didn't highlight that. I love my life. I'm eager to begin each and every day. Life is a wonderful adventure for me. There is no such thing as a bad day. So there I wrote, every day is a great day is a wonderful alternative. Do not give any energy to bad day. There's no such thing as a bad day is giving energy to bad day. Change it. You know, every day of your life is a good day. I enjoy wonderful friends and I feel greatly loved and appreciated. I have beautiful clothes. I'm very attractive. People are able to sense that I care about them. I am a sincere person. I am very wealthy on many levels. I have a great deal of money, which comes to me from many directions. I believe that God has wonderful plans for my life and the life of the whole world. Okay, so here I'm not seeing any specifics as far as how much money, and this can be a challenge. Like, I have a great deal of money. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Bonnie? What does a great deal of money mean? Like, a great deal of money to me might be different to somebody else, or a great deal of money to me might be different to Jeff Bezos, right? What is a great deal of money? Be specific. Talk about your net worth. Talk about the kind of money that you have coming in, that you're earning. Okay, I do not gossip, swear, or put down others. I cross that out. I would get rid of that because that just gives it more energy. I am an uplifting presence and I work to rid myself of all negativity. I would change that. And you could say, I am an uplifting presence and I am positive at all times. Every day is a gift and I'm a gift to the world. I work to be the best I can be. I use all my talents and abilities to give others. I live to give. Okay, then the next sentence I have completely scratched out. I would eliminate it. I forgive myself when I hurt or offend another person, or they have hurt or offended me. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be hurt. Get rid of it. Out the door it goes. I'm constantly monitoring my thinking to purge it of unworthy, healthy, self-defeating thoughts. You guys would be able to correct that by now, right? You know where we're going with this. Out it goes. I'm constantly monitoring my thinking to ensure that I only think positive thoughts. I'm always working to be the best I can be. I spend time appreciating nature and I celebrate the wonder of life. Okay, so here what we're seeing, it's a relatively short one, and you could definitely add more to it about how you're living your life, maybe what's going on in your life as well. You get some specifics in there too. Maybe talk about where you're living, how you're living. You always have an abundance of money to do whatever you want to do is a great one. So that's what I would suggest for that. Otherwise, good example with some, changes. Okay, so we're going to go to Stephanie's next, and Stephanie is on the call. And as you'll see, as I'm scrolling down, I didn't have a lot of changes for Stephanie. Stephanie's a pretty positive gal, but I had only one suggestion for this one. And Stephanie is on the call right now. So let me stop the share and find her. I'm going to find Stephanie. Oh, there are lots of wonderful people on this call. This is great. RS. Okay, I'm at the S's now. There she is. Stephanie, do you want to come on into the spotlight for a moment? There she is. Okay, can you unmute for a moment? Thank you.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, this is great. Well, thank you so much for submitting your Power Life script, because when Roddy saw it, he saw it first. He said, Stephanie's is a great example of how to write a Power Life script, a great Power Life script. So we decided to use it as an example, more of an example of a great Power Life script, but there was only one area where I had a comment, as you'll see as we go through this. So I wanted to bring you in. Your line can stay unmuted as we go over and we review your Power Life script. So here we go. I am prosperous. I am confident. I am powerful. I am successful. I am rich. I'm abundant. I can have, do, and be anything I want. There's no limit. I love that. Like that, just, it's invigorating. It's inspiring to start. It's like you come out with a bang. I like the way you started it. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning $100,000 a month in passive income. I'm a powerful manifestor of my dreams and goals. Manifesting is easy for me. I'm a money magnet that attracts many income investments opportunities on a daily basis. I love looking at my bank account growing as money is coming in from all of my investments and income streams. Okay, so what I wrote there actually is not necessarily a suggestion. What I love about what she said is that she's looking, right? What's fascinating with this example is it creates an activity, because what Stephanie is saying is, I love looking at my bank account. That's an activity, right? So it's an active experience by doing that. The more you can do that kind of thing, the better it anchors in the feeling. All right. So Stephanie, when you hear that, are you actually seeing your statements?
Yeah, I printed off my bank account here, which was an example that you said to do. And I just filled in where my investments are coming from.
Perfect. I love it. And I bet you're smiling while you're listening to that as well. I love that I invest my money wisely. This is a good one too, for those of you that maybe haven't been into investments or haven't had lots of money or abundance of money. What would you be doing with it? You're investing it, right? And of course you want to be investing it wisely. So I love that I'm investing my money wisely, and it's constantly multiplying, giving me the financial freedom that I deserve. I am enjoying my ever-growing $5 million net worth. It's constantly growing with compound interest and increasing income and investment sources. Love that. So she's not only talking about having the money, she's talking about how it's growing positively as well. Important. I'm so happy that I've always had plenty of money to do whatever I want to do. I'm in the spirit of abundance, and I feel and experience abundance in everything I do. Love that. I recognize the eternal source of all our riches, how it flourishes, and that source of abundance is within me. Beautiful. The universe is constantly revealing to me better ways to serve people, and I'm richly rewarded as a result, adding to my ever-increasing net worth. I love that I'm a tremendous success. Every day and every way I'm getting better, or getting richer and richer. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Thank you. I deserve all the wealth. I love that you throw in the thank yous as well. This is like reading my own. And I don't know if you used mine as a sample from the Power Life Script program, but it was so much fun reading it because it's just so inspiring and it's like so much energy in it. And I love you throw in the thank yous because it signifies you're feeling grateful. I deserve all the wealth that comes my way. Being rich is a great thing. I love being rich and I appreciate it so much. Every day I appreciate and give thanks for all the abundance in my life. I appreciate all the gifts that my wealth brings to my life. I'm financially set for life. There's a great statement right there. And someone was asking about this the other day. That's one of my statements that I say every day. I'm financially set for life. What does that mean? You're never struggling, right? You don't have to worry about money. You're financially set. What a great feeling this is, that my success is absolutely guaranteed. And it is. I love that I spend every day writing, making videos, and coaching. I love helping people live their best lives. It is so fulfilling and helps me tap into my endless creativity. I love writing about subjects that others are interested in and they spend their money on. I love traveling to meet new people and speak on stages all over the world, all around the world. I get to work with such creative and wonderful people from all aspects of life. They listen to me, respect my ideas. I love helping people live their best lives. It is so fulfilling and helps me tap into my endless creativity. I also love creating YouTube videos for the beer divas and finance secrets. I'm so grateful that my videos have gone viral and have given me more than over 100,000 subscribers. My Google ads are also exploding, being a great source of wealth into my bank account. It's so easy and fun creating the scripts and video ads, knowing that whatever ad I run always quickly and easily brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars of income from each product that I market. I'm so lucky I found Jen and the program and gave it another try. I allow abundance in all areas of my life, an abundance of fun, playfulness, quality, family time, luxury, money, millions of dollars, beauty, health, great energy, money in the bank account, a high net worth, joy, peace, relaxation, and an abundance of gratitude that it is all flowing beautifully into my life. My life gets better and better every single day in every way. The universe has great wealth and it is circulating in my life, and there is always a surplus. The universe is my immediate source of supply, presenting me with all necessary ideas in the right way and at the right time. Its riches are ever flowing freely in my life, and there is always a divine surplus. I'm so grateful that my business continues to grow exponentially in revenue and profit. It is thriving and highly successful. I'm having so much fun doing it. I feel blessed owning my own coaching business. It's so successful. I feel like I have a second chance in life. My business is huge, abundantly successful, and serving the greater good. I love being so rich. I love being a multimillionaire. Feels great, and I love helping others too. My success grows and gets better and better every day. I've taken a giant leap to success in every area of my life. I sleep better, feel better, look better, and enjoy it having more abundance. I'm so grateful to do what I love and to love what I do. I love driving my silver Mercedes C300 4MATIC. I love opening up the sunroof and smelling the air freshener and listening to Madonna pump through the speakers while the wind is messing up my hair. I love that I bought it for cash and I own it outright. Woohoo! Bravo! I love it. I mean, there's a visual we're seeing, we're in the experience. She bought it, she paid for it in cash, she's specific, brilliant. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm at my ideal weight of 155 pounds. I'm lean and mean. You want to be mean? I get the point. I am so healthy, vibrant, and energetic. People stop me all the time and tell me how great and young I look. I love that I work out consistently and eat healthy, nutritious foods prepared for me by my personal chef. Ooh, I like that. She always keeps my health in check. I'm so happy and grateful that I have such a fun and loving family. My marriage is loving and fulfilling. We have hot sex and appreciate each other for building a wonderful life together. I like that. I'm so happy. I bet your husband likes it too. I'm so happy my husband got into shape. He's so sexy and I can't keep my hands off him. We're grateful for having and raising such a wonderful son who has such an amazing life already. We get to travel together, spending our summers abroad. We love flying first class and staying at all the upscale resorts the world has to offer. We enjoy meeting new people and enjoying new cuisines and drinking different beer from all around the world. I'm so happy and grateful that my house renovation is completed. I love coming home and going into the game room and playing pool or watching a game with Noah and Steven. I love grabbing a cold beer and relaxing in my favorite stadium seat. I love walking upstairs and plopping on my brand new bed. It's so soft and luxurious. It just sucks me into it. I sleep so well and wake up refreshed and energetic. I love taking a shower in the master bathroom. It's so modern and upscale. It's so easy to keep clean, especially for the cleaning team that comes in weekly. Yes, I'm so happy and grateful I can spend time with my friends. I love having dinner with them. We go out and drink, laugh, and dance, remembering the good old days we spent together. I love that we can go on new adventures together and make new memories that we can share. Thank you, universe, for blessing me and everything and giving me everything I want. Things always work out for me. I feel so lucky and know that I'm blessed and intend to be blessing to other people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brilliant. Yay. Like, congratulations to you. We should definitely give you a round of applause, Stephanie. This is so well done. There is one area that sort of popped into my consciousness, and it may or may not be something you want to correct. And here's what it is. When we write our Power Life script, it's always about what we're doing, right? Like that we're in that experience. And one of the things that came to my mind is, as I was reading this, and you say, we love flying first class and staying at all the upscale resorts the world has to offer us. Now, in your case, Stephanie, I suppose that you're not only saying we love doing it, but we are doing it. And here's the difference. This is the difference. You could say you love doing something, but does that mean you're doing it? You see what I mean? Little minor difference. Are you doing it? I love, whatever. And I do. So we love flying first class and we do. It could be just a, just a little difference like that. Make sure that you're active in the experience as well. But other than that, phenomenal, like so well done. I love that you create the visuals. I love that you're specific. I love that you've included every area of your life. I love the intensity of the emotion in it as well. Well done.
Thanks, Peggy. You're my inspiration.
It's so good. Well, I appreciate you. And thank you for sharing that with us as well.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one, and then we're going to come back for some questions. The next one we're going to be reviewing is Maddie. And I know Maddie is here. There she is. Hi, Maddie. Maddie, are you okay that we review yours? Yes? Yes? Okay, good. Okay. You can, yeah, your line is unmuted. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's Maddie's. I am so happy and grateful now. Wait, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Let me share my screen so you guys can see it. Okay. I am so happy and grateful now that my whole family is healthy, happy, safe, and united. My daughters are happily married moms and making up for lost time. Okay, so for the making up for lost time and the finally comment, see, that to me was a little trigger, that making up for lost time sounds like there's lost. I would probably just get rid of that. Just eliminate it, because the past is the past. We can't do anything about it.
Okay.
I may understand what you're saying, but I just say, my daughters are all happily married moms and loving loving life. Finally laughing and hugging again. I get rid of the word finally. And when you're talking about laughing and hugging again, who's laughing and hugging again?
Girls.
They're
And the
laughing,
men.
they're laughing and hugging each other, or you, or all?
All of us.
Okay.
Well, right now they're not on talking terms.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So my entire family, we're all, we're in harmony together. We're laughing together. We're hugging. Okay. So yes, you could say it that way. My family love and respect me and each other. I like that. They trust my judgment and now believe in what I'm studying. They're in awe of how far I've come. I like that, Maddie. That's really good. I think they're going to be in awe on how far you're going to go as well. And you wouldn't say that, of course, because it's always written in the present tense, but I am earning over 250,000 monthly. Love that. Easily and effortlessly doing what I love, and most of all, impacting lives. That's beautiful. I have over 1,000 virtual students and are healthy and happy because of my classes. I reach out mostly to seniors, and I love dancing with them to keep them fit, but also to have them stay connected. They have met old friends from different parts of the continent, and they get to socialize weekly because of my classes. Hold on one sec, guys. I gotta take some water. It touches my heart. I give them a tip of the day or an inspirational message, and also share a joke or two. We celebrate birthdays by staying after class, having a glass of wine and some snacks, have a theme, and we get dressed for the occasion. For example, Hawaiian night, fascinators, bling it on. We dress up since they have a date with Maddie every week, something to look forward to. Okay, so then you wrote, since they don't like driving at night, the Zoom class is the next best thing for them. I would just say, that your clients love the convenience of being on your Zoom class, because
Okay.
So I'd just take out, they don't like driving at night. I would take that out. I'm
Okay.
ideal weight, shape, and size. I'm fit and toned. I love eating healthy and enjoying exercising. See, this is another one, just a very tiny, slight thing. And this is what I see a lot of people doing. They talk about how I love to travel the world. I love to fly first class, but are you doing it? Are you doing it? You may love it, but are you doing it? That's what I'm looking for, is, are you doing it? I love eating healthy and enjoy exercising. I love eating healthy, and I am eating healthy. I eat and drink only healthy meals, that
Yes.
serve our body. I look very youthful. I'm energetic, enthusiastic, efficient, and effervescent. I am disciplined and laser focused. I complete every morning everything I start, and on time. My girls are open to anything I say now. I communicate loving, clearly, effectively, and professionally. I'm always at the right place at the right time, doing at, or it should be and saying the right thing in the right tone. I operate from a place of love. Oh, I love that statement. That's beautiful. Barry and I have found our dream home at Wilmot Creek in Clarington. Oh, I know that area. Since it is a gated community, we feel safe and have lots of organized activities. Okay, so you said you found it, but you did you buy it? Are you living in it?
Okay, I have to change that.
Yeah, Barry and I found, bought, paid for in full, and moved into our dream home. And
Okay.
we love living at Wilmot Creek in Clarington. It's a beautiful community. We feel completely safe. We have lots of organized activities. I'm teaching live line dancing class, and they are well attended. My motivation with Maddie classes are very popular. Once a month, I have a workout called participation. I like that. Not like participation, only participation. It is a workout of the body, brain, and the mind in a party atmosphere, brain games, jokes, remembering names, lists, etc. Fun. I like that. I see myself dancing with my dream partner, doing the tango and other fancy dances. I love dancing with abandon and living in that energy. We are cruising 3 or 4 times a year with great company and going to exotic places, traveling first class all the way. I see myself taking my friends and family who can't afford it. So I would dare say, I see myself taking my friends and families as a gift from me to them. Yeah, get anything out of there that says can't afford.
Yeah, good idea.
That energy going into your mind. I give very generous to charities. Life is good. I'm grateful. I have Peggy and her team in my corner. You better believe it. You have that. With them, I can achieve anything. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens and guides me. God takes care of my every need every day. Thank you, God. Wow. Love it, Maddie. Beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done. Did you do that recently, or is this something that?
Recently. Well, as soon as I signed up for the Power Life script and you asked for submissions.
Good.
But I had most of it on my Power Life script. I just added a few more things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is for the benefit of everyone who's here, Maddie. I'm not suggesting you change this, but I want to point something specific in your Power Life script that may or may not apply to others that are on this call. And here's what I want to say. One of the areas of challenge for anyone that's an entrepreneur is to be cautious of telling the universe how things are going to happen. Okay, so yes, you could have in your mind that you have 1,000 people in your Zoom room or whatever in your classes or whatever, but allow the universe to show the way. So for example, Maddie, and this is something that I know we had talked about earlier this week, like your skill set is rather unique, and what you bring to the table, meaning what you bring to the marketplace, is your unique style, your personality, your effervescence, if that's a word. Like that's really what you bring. You love what you do. And it's obvious to me because I've had the blessing of seeing you, perform at our event and getting an audience engaged and doing that. I know it's something that you love. But let's say, as an example, your goal is to earn, let me go back to the earnings goal. What was 150,000 a month? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, 250,000 a month. Okay. So
Over.
200 over. Okay, good.
Over.
So over $250,000 a month.
Yeah.
Now, here's the part that everyone needs to understand. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. You may go to the place in your consciousness where you're going to try and figure it out, but you don't have to know how you're going to do it. Where you have to be cautious with in your Power Life script is telling the universe how it's going to be done. Now, I'm not saying you can't say you have 1,000 people in your Zoom room, or that you can't say you have X number of followers on YouTube or whatever. But the more you allow it to unfold as it's going to unfold, the perfect scenario is going to happen. For example, let's just use Maddie as an example. And Maddie teaches line dancing. She teaches a number of different dancing, actually, not just line dancing. She teaches other dancing and she loves it and she's very good at it. Let's say Maddie starts a YouTube channel. And one of the things that she mentioned in her Power Life script was seniors, right? It is a great idea for seniors. It's easy to do, gets them off their bums, gets them moving. But not only seniors like doing it, everybody likes it, right? It's a fun thing to do for families, fun thing to do for kids or with your kids, you know, like my grandson loves doing it. I remember my grandson and I being at the cottage, and I put the TV on a YouTube channel to learn line dancing, and him and we had so many laughs and so much fun. It's just a great family thing to do. And so let's say, Maddie, you establish this YouTube channel and you get millions of followers. Maybe you end up meeting Brad Pitt and say, hey, Brad, let's do some line dancing together. And you put that up on your channel, and it causes your channel to go viral. Something happens that causes your channel to go viral. You don't have to know what that is, but now your YouTube channel has millions and millions of subscribers. You could be just dancing on there regularly, having people join, either do live YouTube or they're watching your videos or whatever, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are watching these videos regularly, and you're running ads. And that's where you're making your $250,000 a month. It's just from ads. You see, we don't know where the money's going to come from. We don't know where the money is going to come from. You have to detach from the how. And I'm not saying you're saying how, but sometimes I've noticed with some clients that I've worked with is they get their calculator out, and it's not a bad thing to do, by the way. I mean, we do this in our MSI entrepreneur program. Get the calculator out, right? But when we're talking about Power Life Script, you know, you may look at, okay, well, I could be generating, let's say, okay, if I have $250,000 a month that I'm earning, and this is an example of what you could do. So I got $250,000 a month. And let's say I'm going to do a membership site, and I'm going to charge $100 a month to be a part of Maddie's crazy dance classes or whatever they're called. Okay, that means that 2,500 people are paying you $100 a month to be a part of your dance classes. Now there's 5 billion people online. So is it possible to get 2,500 people paying you $100 a month? Absolutely. Could you have more than that? Definitely. Yes. Could there be an endless amount of that? Yes. Okay, that's one way. Let's say that you now have your YouTube channel up there and you have millions of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, are watching every one of your videos, but you're running ads because they're all free. They're all free on the Maddie Dance Class YouTube channel. And people are clicking on the ads, and you're getting a check deposited every month into your bank account for $250,000 for ads. You haven't charged anybody anything, right? And you're earning that kind of money. I have a neighbor around the corner, and he does pranks on YouTube. That's his income. He doesn't charge for the pranks. He doesn't charge his 7 million subscribers. That's how he's earning money. And he's a 20-some-odd-year-old kid who's living in a $2 million house. Right? Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And so the whole point is you don't have to tell the universe how it's going to happen. Let the universe figure it out. Stay in harmony with the outcome. Feel, know, and believe you're earning that kind of money. Still have fun, you know, doing the work that you're doing, but the way will be revealed to you.
Okay, so don't say I have over 1,000 virtual students, like leave that out.
Well, you can. Okay, so this is a really great question that she's asking.
Okay.
Do you want 1,000, or did you put that there because you're figuring it out?
I put over.
Okay, do you want over 1,000?
Yeah. Oh,
okay, good.
Or more.
Yeah, or more. We'll leave it there then.
Okay.
Leave it there.
Oh, I could say, oh, well, over means more, right? So it could be 100,000 when I say over. So that's why I left it open-ended.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. All right. Great job, Maddie. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you. There's nice comments on the right-hand side as well. I'll let you mute your own line. And there we go. Okay. Okay, let's Ronnie, why don't we go to questions again for a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll continue to review more Power Life scripts. How's that sound?
Absolutely, sounds brilliant. Lots of questions coming in. Thank you for them all. I've been saving them up here on the side, some of which you might have already answered, Peggy, just because you've kind of explained it so well. They came in a little bit earlier, but I will do my very best to get through as many as we possibly can. Particularly Stephanie's, your Power Life script is getting a lot of love in the chat box as well. A lot of folks asking if it's possible to get a copy of it. I know Peggy's got a number of scripts inside the Power Life script program at the moment, but if you want to let us submit it, then we're happy to pop it on the dashboard after today's session.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. She says yes. She looks like she's out walking in the snow. Looks cold there, Stephanie. Ooh, freezing, she said. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I had when I was reading her script, I was thinking somebody's going to ask for a copy of this. I know they are. And frankly, any of you that are in the Power Life script program, an old version of mine is in there too. And I've seen people almost replicate it, which is fine. I mean, that's why it's there, right, as samples. But sure, and it's a good idea to pay attention. Another thing you can be doing is, as I'm reading them, since I'm showing them to you, take a picture. Take a picture with your phone. Maybe some of you have already done that. That's what I'd be doing if I wanted to capture it, or a screenshot if you're on your computer.
Okay, one of the questions we've got is from Sean, who I know is still here. Next year, I want to help, is that 10,000 people get free from smoking and or addiction. How could I put that in my script? Also, how do I close the money gap from where I am to where I feel it should be? Consistency in earning.
All right, let's bring him into the spotlight here so we can speak to the man himself. Looks like it got dark over there. It's nighttime already. Okay, that's a really good one, because yours is unique, right? Because you do help people stop addiction. So so you could say something like, I'm so happy and grateful to have contributed to helping whatever that number is, live their healthiest life, or something like that, in only a healthy way, something that speaks to the outcome that they're going to experience. So if someone is not smoking, they're definitely going to be in a healthier body. So it could be something like that. And if people are involved in addictions like drugs, alcohol, sex, or whatever, then what would be the opposite of that? I'm so happy and grateful that I'm helping people, or X number of people, to.
So my little thing, this might help, Peggy, is when I work with my clients privately, it's called being authentically you. So that's what I want to help my clients become, is be their authentic selves, by breaking free from these limitations. Because as someone that has had problems with smoking and overdoing other things when time gets bad, I know that that is not my authentic self.
Okay,
and once I become my authentic self, then I stopped smoking.
Beautiful.
I stopped partying. I work with the beliefs that we're all attached into not feeling good enough, not feeling likable, not feeling lovable. And once that you feel those, you become your authentic self, and you don't need the drink, the drugs, the cigarettes, the food, whatever it may be. So I currently have two sort of, my being authentically you, which is someone comes to work with me and I'm like, this is what we're doing, 10 weeks, let's bang it out, using rapid transformational therapy, hypnotherapy, and we get it sorted. And then I also have my Stop Smoking program, which has different variations, online, solo, online with me. And then I have my Ditch the Diet program, which is, again, online. You work away on your own, or you can do that with me. And I'm also thinking of doing Ditch the Diets live online, or Ditch the Diets live, a group thing over a period of weeks. Because I know when we overeat, you're overeating for a reason.
Right. Yes, absolutely. So I would say that, for you, and this is something else, it's a great question and a great example as well. when we're writing out our Power Life scripts, the words that we use may mean something to us and might mean something different to somebody else. So what we heard Sean say is about being his authentic self. And that's what he sees for his clients, the people that he's blessed to serve. And so what you could say is, I'm so happy and grateful that as a result of working with me, you know, my clients have or are now living their authentic self.
Ooh. Love that one. As a result of working with me, that sounds
Yeah.
good, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then it feels like a sense of accomplishment as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. That really stirs it up. Like, thank you for that. That's awesome. And the other thing that I've had, shall we say, no consistency with is the money side, you know, and without sounding like, oh, listen to me, you know, I've had a feature in a magazine like wrote about me this week, you know, and I'm quite well publicized for a lot of things that I do, and I have a good reputation is what I'm trying to say. But to me, the finances don't sort of match where the reputation's up here, and I don't know how to get that to click.
Yeah, I would let that go and just choose that you're going to focus on what your financial situation is, what your abundance is. And not even worried about what the connection is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because money can come from all different forms. You can get it from a person that passes away and leaves you their inheritance or whatever. And you may assume there could be an assumption that it's going to come from. And that's what a lot of people do too. And this is why the detachment piece is important when you're writing a life script, is that you have to detach from the how. You have to see yourself in the outcome, but let the how reveal itself. So, you know, it really comes down to what would you love? What would you love as far as your finances are concerned? You know, how would you love your finances to be? I'd love to be, you know, having a personal net worth of bang. I love
1%
that.
club.
Right.
1%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm earning, you know, my income earning is in the 1% of the world. You know, I'm earning more money while I sleep than I can ever spend while I'm awake, like that. Bob used to say that all the time. Or his favorite one was, I have multiple sources. I've been grateful I have multiple sources of income from different sources, or whatever it was. I know many of you have it, and I've seen it in some of the Power Life scripts as well that come on a continuous basis, you know, from multiple sources. Like that kind of thing is that. So you have to determine, you know, what that is. But I think it's important to be specific, like specifically set net worth as an example, because net worth means it's taking your assets minus your liabilities. That's what you're worth. And provided, you know, that you have, like, it's not that debt is a bad thing either. Like there are many wealthy people that have debt, and there's good debt, there's bad debt, you know, as we know. That's a Robert Kiyosaki, you know, belief from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, good debt, bad debt. You know, he had one dad that taught him about good debt, another dad that taught him about bad debt. So good debt could be something that does provide a return, you know, a positive return. It's an investment, like a home can be a good debt. And so the whole point is that net worth is really what you want to have. So net worth goals is a good thing to have in your Power Life script, that your investments are continuing to grow in a positive way, maybe even say double digits, and also income, if that's what you want. Not everybody wants an income. Sometimes people just want to live off their money, right? Like they're so wealthy, they don't even have to work anymore. Not everybody has to work either. It's not a matter. We're born and raised in a world where we think we all have to work, and that we all have to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And that's not true. It's not true. And so like my husband doesn't work, hasn't worked for many, many years. He's got a nice income and a nice life, and he's accepting of it. I think it really comes down to that. You have to accept it, you know, as your own.
Okay. I know that I'm going to have to put in it now for, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a guest speaker at Power Life Script Live 2-day event in Ottawa.
Definitely.
And there we go.
It's already done, baby. I'm already seeing it. You, Stephanie.
Awesome.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Peggy. And I'm excited for helping 10,000 people next year.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
this is it. Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate all that help there, Peggy. Thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you, Roddy.
welcome. All right. I'll let you, there we go. Okay, Roddy.
Yes, lots of questions here, Peggy. I'm not 100% sure if we'll get through them all, but we will do as many as we possibly can. So first one's from Jesus. Hi, Peggy. You say you don't have to know the how. Why do we don't have to know the how? Where is the how coming from and how it works? If you say it comes from the universe and or because it's a universal law, can you elaborate on that? If I were to believe that is true, it would really open me up.
Yeah, well, it does come from the universe. That's exactly where it comes from. Now, think about this. Think about this. There's a goal that you would love to have in your life right now. And it is something you've never done before, you've never had before, you've never been before, you've never accomplished before. You wouldn't know the how. You won't know the how. You wouldn't, because you haven't been there. You haven't done it. However, this is how it works. This is how manifestation works. Manifestation works in that you decide what you would love. So I mentioned my neighbor who's earning millions of dollars, you know, by being a what do you call it, a joker, or he does not stunts. What's the word I'm looking for, Roddy? Where he pranks, that's it. He does pranks on people, and he's earning, you know, what some people might consider a ridiculous amount of money. And it's not something we'll judge, because frankly, if you're judging money, you're judging yourself. So we have to be very conscious. So he's earning a substantial amount of money by doing something that he finds fun and enjoyable. And, you know, he just started doing it. Now, I don't know whether the guy actually set a goal, you know, here's what I'm going to do, et cetera, et cetera. But how manifestation works is you set the goal. And it's a goal that you won't know how to do. You won't know how to accomplish. You shouldn't know how to accomplish, because if you did, it wouldn't be a good goal. It wouldn't be an inspiring goal. That's part of the fun with it, right? So when you set a goal that you have no idea how you're going to accomplish, your responsibility is to feel as if it's already done now. That's your responsibility, not the universe's responsibility. That's your responsibility. Provided you're doing that, feeling that, engaging in the feeling, the emotions that it is already done, you're attracting it into your life. I like to call it a stretch goal. You're attracting it into your life. Everything requisite for the fulfillment of your goal or your desire will be drawn to you. And we've seen and heard of countless people that talk about that, right? I think about William Hutchison Murray and the quote that he had, or Patanjali, dormant forces, faculties, you know, come alive. What happens is, and Neville Goddard, he teaches this, you approach your goal from your goal, meaning you act as if you're already there now. So the event occurs that you think of the goal that you would love. And let's say you'd love to have $1 million in your bank account. All right, well, what does that feel like? Feels great, feels wonderful. What do you need to believe in order to have it? Because as soon as you start thinking of something you've never done before, or going somewhere you've never gone before, the old beliefs start pulling you back. And you'll start hearing these words in your mind, also known as autosuggestion. Who do you think you are? And you may even have other family members saying that to you. What, have you lost your mind? Like, you can't do that. You're not educated enough. You're not smart enough. You're too old. You're too young. You're not in the right country. You don't have any experience, blah, 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 blah. All of those are just old, destructive beliefs that would never serve you. And that's why you ask yourself the question, what do I need to believe in order to have this? I need to believe it's easy. I need to believe it's already done. I need to believe that it's my result, that I have the power to do this. And when you believe that, wholeheartedly believe it, then you're going to attract the perfect way. How it's going to happen is how it's going to happen. We don't have to know how it's going to happen, but our responsibility is to make an irrevocable decision. We're going for it. This is done. And then we got to determine, what does it feel like now that we're there, now that we've accomplished that goal, now that we've completed that, now that we've achieved it, now that the money's in our bank, what does that feel like? And then 3, go straight to feeling. And then you have to stay there. You have to stay there, reside there every day. Your dominant feelings are only the feelings that are in harmony with what you desire. Yeah, Michelle Snyder wrote in the chat box, thanks, Michelle. She said, the steps on the house staircase show up one at a time, right? It's like, who said that? Was it Martin Luther King who said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, you just have to see the first step? And that's really, have a good sleep, Sophie. I know she's going to bed. She's in Australia. But that's the way it is. You don't have to see the whole staircase. It's like you get in your car and you drive at night, your headlights are on, you know where you're going. There's a destination in mind. You don't see the whole route lit up. Like my husband and I left our house last night. We had to go to an appointment and it was dark and we put the headlights on. Excuse me, it took us about 30 minutes to get to the destination. We didn't see a well-lit plan the whole way how to get there. We just knew where we were going. And as we're going along, we could see a certain distance. And then we get to there, we can see further and further and further. And that's what happens.
Perfect. Our next question is from Deep. How do I write my Power Life script in a way that is more fun and inspiring to listen to? I'm not able to get over feeling weird when listening to it.
Well, you are able to get over it, but if you're telling yourself you're not able to get over it, you won't. Stop saying that. And as simple as that is, it's true. Stop saying that. So what was the first part of Deep's question? How do I make it fun and more enjoyable?
Make it more inspiring.
Okay, here's how you do that. When you're recording it, you're having fun and you're inspired. So when I record my Power Life script, I'll plug in my little microphone that I have right here on my desk. I plug it in the side of my computer. I open up QuickTime Player or Audacity or whatever I'm recording it in. And I stand up because when you're standing up, you're going to have more energy in your physical body. And I begin and I'm waving my arms and I'm very animated as I'm doing it. I am so happy and so grateful now that, and so I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I've got a lot of energy in my body. Yes, it's exaggerated, but the more you do it that way, the better you're going to feel. Like I cannot help but smile when I listen to my own Power Life script because of that, because of the energy that's in there. But if your Power Life script's written like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have in it, it's monotonous, or I'm not saying that's what this person has said, what Deep has said. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying, put enthusiasm in your script, put the fun in your script, and you'll find that it's going to be a lot more fun to listen to it. And just get over that. Like, just love listening to your Power Life script. Maybe put that in your Power Life script. I love listening to my own voice in my Power Life script. That'll build the belief because you're going to hear it over and over and over and over again.
Love it. Joanna asked, can we have more than one Power Life script for different goals, or a combination, or combine them all in one? Also, if you use binaural beats, should you have one to listen to while you sleep and one during the day?
Okay, so I'd suggest have one. You know, I do have two, but I have a second one. But my one includes everything. And the second one is just another goal that my husband and I are working on. However, that is in my Power Life script as well. And that version that I just mentioned that has all the enthusiasm in the world is my daytime version. And then, yes, have a nighttime version too. But the nighttime version should be soft and quiet. Otherwise, you'll probably end up out of bed, because that's what I would find. If I listen to my upbeat, enthusiastic one, I'm like heading to the office to do something because I'm so inspired by what I'm hearing. So make it quiet and soft. So I'll start mine by saying this: as you drift off into sleep, know that these truths are sinking into your subconscious mind. And I say it that way. So I say it very quietly, very softly. And one time I put music behind it, but the music was bugging me, so I took the music off. Binaural beat music is a great thing to add to your Power Life script because it's activating the left side and right side of your brain. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. I think it's a good idea. I just don't do it anymore. But it can be a good thing to do. Did I answer all her questions or all their questions?
Perfect, yeah. And there are also lots of examples inside the Power Life Script membership dashboard. Scripts for daytime ones and newly recorded nighttime ones as well that Peggy quite recently did. So I haven't been in the Power Life Script program for a little while. Log back in, you'll find new nighttime scripts for you, which highly recommend. And Dr. Ruka asked them, how can these Power Life scripts be used for kids to create an abundance mindset and faith from the childhood itself? Are there any creative ways to create the script so that the kids might listen to it with enthusiasm?
Yeah, that's a great idea. And we actually include that in the Power Life Script program as well. There's a couple bonus classes, and the bonus classes are creating a Power Life Script as a couple or with a partner, business partner. Roddy and I did one with Grant, who's designing the app for Power Life Script one time. And I don't listen to that one, Grant or Roddy, sorry. But you could create additional ones if you wanted. And but kids, absolutely, you could, as if you're a parent, create one for your child and talk to them about how wonderful they are and how amazing they are and how they get straight A's or whatever it is that you want to implant, and play it at night when they're sleeping, because it'll be going into their subconscious mind. You can do a really fun version, maybe have some fun music that they would appreciate as well, playing in the background. But it's a great thing for kids to listen to. My grandson, as I mentioned, you know, he listens to mine all the time because it's playing in my car, like it's hooked up to my Bluetooth. And so when I pick him up, which I'll be doing today, he's coming to Grandma and Grandpa's for a sleepover tonight, and I pick him up in my car. It's about almost an hour drive between his place and my place. It's playing. And what I like about that is it's going into his consciousness as well. But having one himself is a great idea for any goal that he set for himself, or his parents, like my son, Michelle, or my daughter-in-law, Kayla, could certainly create one and play it for James and Aria. Aria is a baby. I mean, she's 1.5. It's a perfect time to start programming a child's mind into how wonderful they are and how great they are.
And Saka, is it extra helpful to add video/pictures to the Power Life script, like a moving mood board, and watch it together with the Power Life script?
Yeah, you know, what's interesting with that is we have something called Power Life Movies, and Power Life Movies is another concept that I had come up with years ago, where I created a PowerPoint presentation with all these images of what I desired. But amongst the images are also slides that had affirmations. You know, I'm a loving being. I give love and I receive love. I'm worthy of success. My success is absolutely guaranteed. I'm a happy and healthy multimillionaire, and things like that. So there'd be pictures and affirmations, pictures, maybe some goals. Mine ended up being about 800 or 900 slides by the time I was finished. And anyone can do this. It's just something you do in a PowerPoint document. And then what I did was I saved it as a movie file. And you can do that. It's a function of PowerPoint. So I saved it as a movie file. Now I took mine even further. What I did was I imported my movie file into iMovie, which is a function of an Apple application that's on my computer. And I brought it into my iMovie. So I imported it in. And then what I did was I added some music to it. And then I shrunk it down. Actually, I shrunk it down first, and then I added music. And what I mean by shrunk it down is in iMovie, you have the ability to speed up the viewing of the video. And our mind has the capacity to take in 60 frames a second. And everything you take in with your sight is making an impression in your subconscious mind. So I would take my longer manifestation movie, speed it up so that I would watch it in 4 minutes and 44 seconds, which is a function of iMovie that you can do. And then I'd add music and I'd watch it. And I would just watch it, and it'd be like like this, just like flash, 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 but it's going in. It's going into the subconscious mind. And so that's what I like to call a Power Life movie.
Perfect. We have about another 12 questions on my list here, so I'm happy to keep going if you are.
Well, could we take a little bio break? I know we've been on for about 2.5 hours almost now. I wouldn't mind just a very quick, I want to fill up my water, drop some off in the toilet. Just take a very quick break, and like maybe 3 minutes, 5 at the most, and then come back and we'll get back to more questions and more analysis. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Everyone take a break. We'll be back in 5. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. Stick with us. We got more great stuff coming your way. I thought I was seeing double there for a moment, Roddy. That's great. Okay, Jojo snuck into my office while I was
Gosh, maybe.
on break, so that it'll be hard to kick him out. Jojo. Hey, he's just nicely relaxed in the corner there. We'll know if he sees somebody walking by the domain, he'll protect it.
So I've got quite a few more questions here if we're good to go. Is
Yeah,
everybody
let's go.
happy to-
Yeah, I'm ready to begin. Let's start.
Perfect. Great one here from Connie to get us going. Is this a good affirmation? I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a toned and fit, healthy body.
Yeah, perfect. I love it. It's a great affirmation.
Excellent. And Karen says, Peggy, I share with the cancer journey at the Ottawa Cancer Centre. You just shared in saying, I am in perfect health. I am energetic. Anything else as you went through the journey?
Yeah, I was, the Power Life script really wasn't much different. I probably added more emphasis to the health aspect of it and the energy level and how I was feeling and how much I appreciated it. And I moved it up to the beginning of the script because, as I mentioned earlier, you know, my marriage, my husband is my priority or a priority in my life. And oh no, I got Bella in here too. And so I just modified the order of things. So that was it. But it wasn't really any different. Like, I didn't use the C word. I didn't talk about treatments. I didn't talk about it being gone, because as far as I was concerned, it wasn't there. I wasn't giving energy to something that wasn't there.
Excellent. And Sandra asks, do you need to put I'm so happy and grateful before each statement or just at the beginning?
Yeah, and you don't have to use it at all. It's just, you know, the only reason why it's used is because it invokes an emotion, right? That's it. So you don't have to use it at all. You know, like saying I am so happy and grateful is usually the way a goal statement would start. But what I love about it is it does sort of brings up the emotion of happy and grateful.
Excellent. And Jacquees asks, when including another person, as discussed earlier, maybe that person isn't aligned with your goal and it won't manifest. When would you know it's time to give up? Because you'll never know how long it's going to take.
Well, if you decide you don't want it anymore is when you give it up. Like, do you want it? Never give up. It's I used to hear this statement years ago. How long do you give an average baby until they learn how to walk? Right? How long do you give an average baby until you don't quit. You don't stop. You want them to walk. So if you have a goal and you're going for that goal, never give up. Never, ever, ever, ever give up.
And she also asks as well, in your experience, is a Power Life script more powerful than a vision board? Why would that be?
You know, I've said this on many occasions. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters most is how are you feeling? The reason why I'm such a huge fan of Power Life Script is because all you have to do is push play. You typically take your phone with you wherever you go. I can't imagine you're walking around with your vision board everywhere you go. And I mean, vision boards, first of all, do nothing. It's how you respond to them, right? It's you're the one that's in control of how you feel. I could be staring at a blank wall and be connected to my outcome because I'm imagining by using my active imagination. The idea behind a vision board is to create a visual, something that allow you to connect to it more, right? Anchor it in deeper. So, you know, it's not that they're better or worse. Well, first of all, if you ask me if I think one's better than the other, I would say absolutely the Power Life Script for sure. Because you can take it anywhere. You're listening to it when you're in bed, you listen to it when your eyes are closed. And think about what I said earlier in this training. It's the alpha state brain wave where you're most receptive to your subconscious mind. And if you're using a vision board The best way to use it is when you're in a sleepy, drowsy state where you're almost, asleep. Now, typically when you're in a sleepy, drowsy state and almost asleep, your eyes are what? Closed, right? So you're not usually looking at a vision board. I think vision boards are great. I have one right here in my office. But my favorite technique and the best one that I found is a Power Life script. And Tommy just wrote here, how about a vision movie on your iPhone? Sure, I can put my vision movie on my iPhone too. And here's another thing to consider for yourself. Like, I'm more of an auditory learner. I hear things, right? And you'll know if someone's an auditory learner, they'll say, yeah, I hear what you mean, or that sounds good to me. But a visual person will say, I see what you're saying, or I'm going to take a look at that, right? That's more of a visual, someone who learns better with visual, right? See, I'm auditory. I'm a more of an auditory learner. So I hear, and that's my choice, my preferential choice. But if you're more of a visual, then maybe looking at a vision of a movie, like a Power Life movie, may be more effective to you, provided you've got the words behind it too. Like, don't just assume because you have a statement on there or a goal statement on there that you're taking it in. If you can, what you could do, and I've done this, by the way, is I've recorded my life script with my movie. I did that years ago, and I recorded it with my movie and watched and listened at the same time. So that's something that you can do.
Excellent. Holly Cinder asked, I love to say I have the money to live my life as I see fit without concern. Is that okay in your opinion?
No, get rid of without concern. Get rid of it, because you're putting concern in there. You're giving it attention. So the beginning of it's great. Just get rid of those two words at the end.
Perfect. And Michael Harrison asked, can you interchange your statements between I am and I now have? For example, I am writing several best-selling books, or I now have a private jet fueled and ready to go anywhere I desire. Yeah,
either one's fine. Again, it comes down to, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? That's the whole idea behind it, is the feeling state, to create the feeling state. Now, I've heard that the words I am are two of the strongest statements that you can ever make. So having I am statements in your life script definitely is helpful, or can be helpful. But could you say other things like, I now have a private jet, at my call, anytime I'm desiring to fly, I call up, they get the jet ready, and off we go. I love the flexibility of flying in my private jet. I love that I can take my dogs with me too, like that kind of thing. Like, really create the experience of owning and having your private jet, and your pilots, of course, too.
So the next question is from Mel. From what you're teaching, I guess we should banish the word recession proof. What to write instead to rise above the current world circumstances with ease and grace, no matter what?
Yeah, don't participate in it. Don't give it energy. It's like in one of the books that we're studying in, actually, we haven't started to study it yet, but this is a book we're going to be studying next. We're starting next week in Club Achieve. And if any of you are not in Club Achieve, get into Club Achieve immediately. It's clubachieve.com. Although we have a special going on right now, a Black Friday special, where you can get the year membership for half price. So I would recommend that. Roddy will put the link in the chat box. But this is such a great question. I love that you're asking. I'm definitely going to get to the answer. I won't forget your answer, but I want to talk about what you just referenced, and that is the current climate, right? The economic climate of the world, which is starting to gain momentum and gain speed. Why? Because people get all consumed in fear. So here's what Dr. Joseph Murphy said in his book, How to Attract Money. He said the crash of 1929, now this goes for anything, any recessionary times. There was a recession in the 80s, there was a recession in the 2000s, there's been other recessions, but the crash of 1929 was a psychological panic. It's what's going on right now. There's a psychological panic going on out there. It was fear seizing the minds of people everywhere. That's what happens. Fear, it takes over, it's consuming, and it's destructive. It was a sort of negative hypnotic spell. That's what's going on. The world is in a negative hypnotic spell. Don't go there. Don't join in. Don't give it any energy. Do not participate in the recession. And what happens when people participate in recession? They get scared and they stop spending, right? They start hoarding their money. Money is meant to circulate. This is how the economy stays strong. Circulate. You got to get out there and circulate it. And there will be people that are going to earn truckloads of money from these challenging times. Why? Because most people are going to get all consumed in fear. And those that aren't, rise above. And when they rise above, they see clearly. And then they see where the opportunities are, because there are opportunities. There's opportunities everywhere. You've got to think prosperously. You've got to recognize that you and prosperity are one. You have to become one with it. So the question was asked, you know, how do you change those words? Don't give it any energy whatsoever. Just talk about your prosperity. Talk about how healthy your mind is. Talk about that you're prosperous, that you have money circulating freely in your life. There's always an abundance of money to do whatever you want to do, and that you're connected to the divine surplus of the universe. There's an unlimited supply. There's more than enough. So you really build a belief system of an outcome that you desire to be experiencing. Thank you,
Excellent. The special Black Friday deal that we have is available inside the chat box just now. For those of you that are watching on the replay, it's www.peggymccall.com/BFF. There's a whole host of special deals in there. Club Achieve is one of them, where you can study each weekday with Peggy, less than the price of a cup of coffee now that it's on offer. So that is an outstanding deal. And we do also have special deals on the Money Marathon, Manifest Your Dream Home, and the Power Life script. So they're all 50% off, as well as a special manifestation mega bundle, which is 62% off. So do check them out. They are great offers. They will be closing at the end of the month, so make the most of that. It's a great investment and a great early Christmas present for yourself too.
Yeah.
So the next question is from Manju. I have a bunch of goals, Peggy. Can I incorporate all these goals as a Power Life script narrative?
Yeah, for sure. Now keep in mind this, and your Power Life script, it's about your life, right? So what goals would you love? And the whole purpose behind it, if we just get down to the foundation or the fundamental reason why we create a Power Life script in the first place, is so that we can feel as if we're living that life, right? Energetically, vibrationally, we feel as if we're living that life. So absolutely include every desire that you have in there, but don't just have it be like a list of goals. I have a I am, like, put some wording around it. Like Stephanie's was a great example, because we're hearing her talk about, you know, the experiences that she's having. We're going to hear more. There's more Power Life scripts that I'm going to review, but you want to be in the experience of living the life. So yeah, have as many goals as you want. There's no limit to what you can accomplish, and there's certainly no limit to the goals that you can have for yourself. So definitely.
Perfect. We're down to the final three, I believe, for just now. Great question from Muriel. Hi, Peggy. I love 2 cars and cannot make up my mind which one I really want. I wrote in my Power Life script, I love and own my own little red sports car. Should I write it differently?
Well, but you can have both. Get a bigger garage, Muriel. Do you want both? You know, that I would say that, you know, that you absolutely love your vehicle. I'm kind of like in a similar place right now. I've been driving Mercedes since the 90s, and I love my car, and I don't really have a desire for a new one, but you know, it is 3 years old now, and I'm thinking of what's next. And I look at the new Mercedes, but none of them really turn my crank. So then I'm thinking, well, what else? You know, Bentley, maybe. They don't even have a Bentley dealership in our city. And but I know that when I see it, whatever the next car is, I'll feel it. It'll definitely be the thing that I absolutely love. So I would declare, you know, I'm so happy and grateful that I bought and paid for and own my beautiful, you know, my hot, gorgeous, classy car but I love everything about it. I really enjoy driving it. And just talk about that. And you can talk about it's new, you paid for it with cash. And then, you know, the perfect vehicle will unfold. So you don't have to say which one it is.
Excellent. And Sandra also asks, I had been saying that I won a lottery home, but is that telling the universe how to do it? Should I just say I own a stunningly decorated large home that I own outright? Also,
Yes.
for a lottery, I guess it's best to say that what your net worth is rather than how.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Like we can't tell the universe that we're going to win the lottery. I actually have a client of mine who wrote a book called How I Won My Lottery Millions. He wrote the book, but he hasn't won the money. It's kind of cute. And, you know, I don't think we can. I like Rolls Royce too. I was thinking Rolls Royce, by the way, guys. I was thinking either Rolls Royce or Bentley. But anyways, the point is that I would just say, I mean, when you think about it, and this is so important. And I just love these questions because we just really get into the little finite distinctions. What is it that you really want? She wants to own a home, right? That's the outcome. That's the goal. So when you're saying, I want it, it's again, you're telling the universe how you're doing it. And the universe says, you don't tell me how it's going to happen. I'm going to reveal it for you, but you got to let go of the how. You got to let go of the how. Let go, let God, let go, let the universe. And so, yes, you know, the answer to your question was in the second part of your question. And that is, you write down, I'm so happy and grateful that I bought and paid for in full, and I'm living in my gorgeous home. For sure.
Excellent. And another dream home question as well, Peggy. I know you love dream home questions, hence the reason why you did a special program called Manifest My Dream Home. So this one is from Ruth. What if you're in a relationship and the dream of your home is different than your partner? Would you suggest that the script is shared and are in sync, or it seems that it is a misalignment if we want different homes when married?
Yes, I just
You know
chuckle
that
at
one.
this one. Yeah, I have a client. She's actually a private mentoring client of mine, and she's, or in her case, you know, she's got a dream for a home that's in the city, but her partner wants one out in the country. So I said, well, then get both. You know, you're both happy, right? You know, I believe this. I firmly believe there's always a way. There's always a solution. And I think it's important to communicate with your partner, with your significant other, and talk about what your dreams are and what their dreams are too. And like when I decided Danny and I hadn't been together very long, and I decided I was going to buy another waterfront place. And I had one when I was single, like before him, I had a couple waterfront places. And so when we got together, I mean, for me, it's like, I really feel water and being on the water is part of my DNA. Like it's something that it's an absolute must. That's the kind of priority that I put on it. And probably because when I was young, you know, my, excuse me, my grandmother and my father had a place on the water in the Muskokas, and those were my best memories. And I just love it. And so, shit, I forgot the question. What's the question?
More when partners are, when a partner has one vision of a dream.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, Ruth, yes. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I had, you know, the vision I was going to buy this second waterfront place. Denny didn't want it. And he was like, what do I want a second property for? It's another grass to cut. And then, so I asked him, I said, what's your concern? Just lovingly, not in an argument, just lovingly. So what's your thinking? And just to be respectful of him, and his thinking was, well, it's another place I have to take care of. It's another place that I have to cut the grass. It's another place that, you know, requires attention or whatever. And I said, okay, well, there's a way around that too, right? We could hire someone to cut the grass, hire someone to do the maintenance. And so, you know, I didn't see this purchase as something that was going to be a negative thing or a bad thing with him. And the thing that I did was I didn't fight with him about it. I didn't argue against him. I didn't try and overpower him with my belief. So I stayed connected to my goal. I did not let it go. And it was in my script. I'm so happy and grateful that we own both our beautiful home in town and our waterfront property, and we love them both. And so I was at an event in Toronto, one of Bob's events. I was there speaking, and I came home. It was a Saturday night, and Danny was sitting out in the back, and he was sitting out by the fireplace, and by the pool, and I went out there and he said, okay, honey, it's time. I said, time for what? I didn't even know what he was talking about. He says, it's time we got that waterfront place. And we hadn't discussed it for months, maybe even years. We hadn't discussed it at all. So I guess it had been percolating in his own mind. So I raced in the house, got my laptop, opened it up, and fingers on the keyboard. And I had found a place that was for sale by owner. And I said, okay, we're going to see this one tomorrow. And he's like, whoa, slow down. You know, but that's the way I operate, right? I get something in my mind and bam, I'm off and I'm running. And even though he was like, kind of like kicking and screaming and bonking all the way, I was like, this is done. This is so done. But I also saw, and I had this written in my script, that he turned to me while we're sitting on the deck and said, thank you. I saw that. I saw it as a vision. I connected to that emotionally, seeing that. Now, he didn't know that was in my script. He didn't know that was a part of what I was visualizing. And so when I went and bought it, he was out fishing and I went and bought this place. And I told him, I said, oh, I bought the, what? You did what? He was like freaking out. And anyways, I'm kind of smiling and he calmed down. And so we were there not too long after we were there. And he turned to me and he said, thank you. And it was just like exactly what I had scripted. So Ruth, you know, have a nice, calm, loving conversation with your partner and just, you know, get a good feel for what they want, what you want. Maybe it's two places that you're talking about. And I'm certain, Ruth, that whatever you desire is not going to be harmful for him anyway. So it could be, you could do like me, the rebel, Peggy, and the brat, as my parents used to call me, and just go for it anyway.
Okay, final two questions now, I believe. I know I said that before, but all good.
Right.
And Marcia asks, when you're unsure of what you want, do you ever end your statements with this or something better?
Yeah, you could certainly do that if you're not 100% sure on what it is. I don't do that only because I know what I want, so I don't say that. Also, probably the biggest reason why I don't do that is because I want the universe to know how specific I am about certain things. And maybe in my mind, it's this or something better anyways. So I don't do it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
Perfect. And final question from Melly. How can I shut up my mind on figuring out how to achieve my goals? As soon as I have a goal, especially about money, my mind goes to what I must do. What must I sell to receive that kind of money to pay for it?
All right. You got to override it. You have to override. So what's happening is there's chatter going on in your mind anyways. We all have it. It's called auto-suggestion. It's happening. There's self-talk going on in your mind all day long. You got to override it. And this is why you've got to saturate your mind with only good stuff. This is why you must be studying every day. This is why you should be listening to your Power Life script every day. This is why you should be focused on this every single day. What'll happen is you'll find that the dominant thoughts, the dominant feelings ultimately end up becoming the ones that you're giving energy, the ones that you're implanting into your consciousness. Okay. Now, Roddy, there was a comment at 12:24 in the chat box from Lydia who says, my question wasn't answered. You just passed it. So I don't know what Lydia's question is. So if you want to find it, maybe I'll go and I'll review the next. Then I didn't see it either, but I'm sure it's there if Lydia is saying that it's there.
Yeah, if you're able to just copy it and paste it back in the box, Lydia will happily answer that.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
One question as well from Dr. Ruka. I can see Jesus has his hand up as well too. And the question from Dr. Ruka is, how can we know what we want to do as a profession, and while scripting and practicing imagination, not able to know what I want and not able to feel it?
Okay, well, you are absolutely able. You're absolutely able to feel it. And if you don't know what you want to do as a profession, you would know what you want to feel like doing something that you love. So when you don't know something specific, what you can write about is what it feels like. And this could work for a home, it can work for a relationship, it can work for a career. So you could say something, now that I'm, working in a career, or I have a business or whatever, I'm working in a profession that I absolutely love. I love everything about it. You know, I wake up feeling excited about going to work or grateful to do what I do. My work is deeply meaningful. So you haven't said specifically what it is, but you're talking about the characteristics of how you feel doing that kind of job. That will get you with the right answer. That way you'll be able to attract you the perfect thing that you will accomplish. Okay. Thank you. Let's go to Jesus while he's patiently waiting up above. Jesus, if you can unmute your line for us, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow. Thank you for this training. It's just so delicious. Everything is so exciting.
You're welcome.
Can you talk about the relationship between the Power Life script and then an I am statement? Is there a relationship? Is there a difference?
Yeah.
What can you tell?
Yeah,
Also-
great question.
Also, I've been thinking about learning self-hypnosis. I have an interest in self-hypnosis to access, easier the programming.
Yes.
Also, if you can talk about it.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Power Life script, like sometimes I've seen people that create Power Life scripts and they simply look like a pile of affirmations. And that's okay. It's a bad thing, but it can certainly be that. Like I think of a Power Life script as really three things. It is your goals that are in there, but as if they're already done. It is the visions or the things that you would see. Like you have to connect emotionally to this experience, right? So what are you seeing? And then it also should have a component of it that really invites the emotions, right? You got to be feeling it. You got to be feeling like you're living that life. And that's done with the description, right? With the way that it's written. So those three things have to be there. Now, would a sequence of affirmations do it? Somewhat, it'll contribute for sure. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to say affirmations or to hear affirmations every day long, but it's not complete. And it's not complete because it doesn't include the visual, right? Like, what am I seeing? What am I actively engaged in? Like when we talked a moment ago or a few moments ago about flying in a private jet, like I love having a private jet. I love calling up the fixed base operation and saying, get the jet ready, fuel it up, and calling my crew to ask them to get ready because we're flying here, and just the convenience of going to the airport, not having to go through, all the security and all that other stuff. And of course, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say not going through. I would just get focused to the outcome. And so what that does is when you're talking about it, I love, being able to take off when I want to take off. I love, there's never any challenge with connecting flights. You're always there. You leave when you want to leave, you arrive when you want to arrive, you bring whoever you want to bring, you can bring your animals. So you create the vision of it, right? So that extends. Now, could you say affirmations? I am so happy and grateful that I have a private jet. Yes. I'm so happy and grateful that I have a crew that flies my private jet. Yes. I'm so happy and grateful that I easily paid for my private jet. Yes. Like you can say a whole bunch of affirmations, but the idea behind a Power Life script is to bring it to life, right? To bring it to life, to feel it, to experience it. So that would be the difference. Now, I do say affirmations every day, and I listen to my Power Life script every day. So both, I do both of those things. Now, the other question you asked about is self-hypnosis. I believe that a Power Life script, when listened to in an alpha state, is a self-hypnosis process. It really is. Why? Because you're moving past, the clutter in the mind, and you're going straight into the subconscious mind. You're in a relaxed state. You're in a state that allows you to receive the information, to make a greater impression. So provided you are listening to your Power Life script repeatedly, in this alpha state, in this relaxed state, you are performing self-hypnosis. Would you agree with that, Sean? Yeah, I see him nodding his head because Sean teaches hypnosis. That's an area of expertise that he's involved in, but that's my belief. All right. Your line is still muted or muted. There we go.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
My thinking is just, if I'm in a relaxed state, and then I listen to my Power Life script, and with I want to feel the emotion, and that I don't see it. How can I be in a relaxed state and and be in an emotional.
Well, you'll be feeling it. You'll be feeling, yeah, you're still conscious. You're not asleep, you're awake. You'll be feeling it, like you'll likely be smiling, while you're laying there listening to it, or just feel it, you're breathe deeper. You're just feeling really relaxed.
Okay.
Relaxation is a phenomenal state to be in, to receive, because when you're relaxed, you're far more open and receptive. And that includes your subconscious mind.
Okay. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking.
I do
Okay.
have Lydia's question here, and the question is regarding a goal I have. This is in regards to my vision, and more specific with my right eye, because I don't know how to formulate it in the Power Life script. I don't want to go for surgery. I just want to get healed the eye with my homeopath treatment. Please advise. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very similar, Lydia, to what we were talking about earlier. I have perfect vision in both eyes. They just talk about, what is it you want? What's the outcome here? And it's like, it's healed, right? Like you have perfect vision in your eye, both eyes. I wouldn't just say eye, I'd say eyes, both eyes. And that means you're perfectly healed. Don't give any energy to surgery. Just see it already done. You're already healed. However it's going to get healed, it's going to get healed. But our mind is unbelievably powerful. There's a couple of books that I read recently. One of them is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Actually, both these books I read by Dr. Joseph Dispenza. One is called You Are the Placebo, and the other one is called Becoming Supernatural. And effectively, it's not any different from what I teach, or not any different from this Power Life script process. It really is. It's just creating what's called a new mind, a new consciousness. So I want you to think about this. This is such a valuable lesson for those of you that are still here, because we've lost a few people here too. And this is what it's like in the world, right? People are not willing to do the things that successful people are willing to do, but that's not you. You guys are willing to do what's necessary to do. Once you create that vision of your amazing life, that's what Sean did, right? That's what Stephanie did. That's what Maddie's doing. Once you create that vision of your extraordinary life, what you're essentially doing is you're creating a new mind, right? Because the way that you're living your life now is from the current mind. It's from the way, what you've been thinking up until this point, what your beliefs are, where your paradigms are at. So in order for you to create something different, you got to create a new mind. Well, that new mind is not something you go buy from a store. It's there already. That power is there already. We're going to bring it out. We're going to bring out the best of who you are. But if we think of where we are now and where we want to go, and where we are now is with the existing mind, but where we want to go is with a new mind. What does that new mind look like? How does that new mind think? What are the beliefs that new mind incorporates? What are the strong convictions that new mind has? And this is what you write, right? You describe it, right? You create the image of it, the explanation of it. That's your Power Life script. And then what you do is you got to step into that. And that's where you reside every day. This becomes what's known as your new home. So you got a new mind. You're going to be in a new home. I'm not talking about physical home, the new home, which is your new way of being. You are going to be as that person that you wrote about in your script. That's how you're going to be, regardless of what's in the bank account, regardless of what your current financial situation is, regardless of where you're living, regardless of what you look like when you look at yourself back in the mirror. All you're going to get emotionally involved in is only the outcome of what you desire, and that's where you stay. Now, it's challenging at first. Absolutely challenging. But if you want it, you can have it. You got to get hungry for this, and you got to be willing to do the work. I think about Maddie. Maddie, we've been pointing you out lots this week. Like, Maddie has so much potential. I see that potential there. I love what she's doing. I love the area that she's involved in. There's so much more that Maddie can do. And everything that Maddie wants, it's already there. Where? It's in the realm of possibility, also known as the fourth dimension. Now, fourth dimension is typically thought only, right? We're thinking of that goal. We're thinking oh, I'd love to have that. Or maybe Marielle, you want the 2 cars rather than just the 1 car. I'm thinking of that. All you have to ask yourself is, do I really want it? Okay. So I'm thinking of that. We have to bring it into the present and anchor it into our heart as if it's already done. And that's all you have to ask yourself is, do I want it? Because you can have it. And then the work begins. That's the fun. And that's the daily living as if. This is where you discipline yourself to be so committed, where there's no other choice but to follow through. You're all in, right? You're all in. Why would you be all in? This is your life we're talking about here. This is your life. Of course you want to be all in. You don't want to accept second best. You want to sacrifice. You don't want to go through suffering. You don't have to go through suffering. You can have anything that you want. You've got the power within you to create it. I can't do it for you. I'll give you as much guidance as I possibly can. I'll give you the best of what I've learned in 44 years. But you got to do the work. And I just would love to hear about your success stories. Like, I am so grateful to Sean. I'm so grateful that Sean suggested we do this. I don't think I've ever had so much fun as I have today with you guys doing this. I'm so madly in love with the Power Life script. Anyone that knows me knows how much I'm in love with this process. Why? It changed my life in every way. And it continues to change my life in every way. And it continues to change other people's lives in every way as well. It's good. It's really good. All right, I'll get off my soapbox there, Roddy. Hey, Sylvia's in the waiting room and I have her Power Life script lined up to review. I'm just closing the door. Don't worry, I'm not leaving, Roddy. Sylvia, we have your Power Life script all ready to rock and roll. It might even be our next one. Let me see if it is our next one.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm a little nervous. I'm ecstatic that I'm finally had this opportunity to express myself, you know. I connect a lot with you, Peggy. When you showed where you began, your little house, I was very fortunate that I did have a loving family. I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and I'm second to the youngest of 10.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I grew up admiring all my brothers and sisters because they did a lot, you know, but I was the last of the 2, you know, so there was very little left for me, you know, from my parents because they were so busy raising us. But anyway, I have good memories of that. And then, of course, you know, I developed those paradigms that I wasn't enough, you know, or important enough, you know. But I always knew that there was something inside of me that intuitively that I could be more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went through my life all those years, and it wasn't until I faced a lot of adversity in my young adult life with the marriage and so forth that I grew and expanded to be more of who I was. And still I'm looking for that, you know, but I've improved quite a bit in my thinking, that is, in my will to want to do more, you know, and it's never really left me. And while I have achieved the art of manifestation, you know, manifesting things in my life, I've been successful at that. I manifested my husband who loves me and tells me I'm beautiful every day, and he's just the man of my dreams, you know. Then I manifested our daughter that we had, you know, down to the curly hair and green eyes, literally. I manifested the little car that I drive, you know, but I know that I have the capability of doing that, and I'm connecting more and leaving the bad things that have happened in my life in the past. And I'm so ready to do more than ever, you know. But my question to you is, during the times that I've manifested, I never manifested big like what you want us to write on the PLS, you know. I've never understood, I've never had a concept of anything bigger than beyond what I've manifested. So at what point in your life, if you can share with us, when did you make the transition from that little house to all the dreams that you've achieved?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really like that. A couple of things I want to point out, Sylvia, if you don't mind, with
Yeah.
what you said. And, everyone goes through adversity. We all do. And you mentioned bad things. Like when I talk about what I went through last year, I'll call it my health challenge or that situation or whatever. I don't create any kind of negative connotation to it. It is what it is, right? It's done. It's in the past. Same thing with my childhood. I mean, it was an interesting childhood. Some might call it dysfunctional or abusive or whatever, but I'm grateful for it. There's so many blessings in all of it. And I'm grateful for it, for what it taught me, right? And how I felt inspired. And I understand, what emotional pain can be like for people, because I was there and went through it. So it brought so many blessings. But I love the question. And I suspect you might not be alone in this question. And maybe there's some other people on the class that could relate to this question, thinking big. And here's what I want to say, and I really want you all to really listen to this. There's no big or small, okay? It's relative. Only thinking makes it so. So if we're talking about, let's say Maddie's goal, $250,000 a month, and we had Jeff Bezos in our Zoom room with us here and say, hey, Jeff, would you like to be earning $250,000 a month? Probably not. Why? Way too small. Because it's relative to the kind of money. And he's a billionaire, multi-billionaire, split from his wife, and she got billions and he got billions. So we're talking about what could be considered an enormous amount of money. But here's the distinction that I want all of you to get. And this is from Napoleon Hill. It's a direct quote from Napoleon Hill, who invested his life studying success. And he wrote many books, one of which is Think and Grow Rich. He said, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. You're manifesting now. Every one of you is manifesting right now. What are you manifesting? You're manifesting what you're giving energy to. When you ask yourself this very powerful question, what would I love? Do not allow your paradigms to block you. Don't allow your paradigms to block you. Just stop and ask yourself, what would I love? Because you have the ability to manifest that. You absolutely have the ability to manifest that. So the process to get to that point of what I would really love is to put yourself into a situation or into an environment where you have no distractions and you're not allowing any former negative thinking to come into your consciousness, and you're thinking of, what would I really love? Understanding that you can have, do, be, experience anything that you want in your life. What would I really love? And then you answer the question. And you may surprise yourself. Like, you may surprise yourself. That's why this is a fun exercise to do with a group of people. Like, I have a friend, Diane, and she often comes here to my home, and we'll sit down and work on goals together, and we'll do it quietly for a while. And then we'll put our heads up and go, what do you got? And she'll say, well, I've got, this, this, and this. And then one of her goals would be a shopping spree to Fifth Avenue in New York, and where she's, buying all kinds of new jewelry and new suits and new purses and new shoes and coming back, going down with an empty suitcase and coming back with 2 suitcases full of beautiful garments and clothing and jewelry or whatever. Oh, I like that. And then, I'd write it down. You just have to ask yourself, what do I want? And do I want it? Like, do I really want it? Because you have the ability to manifest it. But the reason why people don't go to the place, or they think it's big, is just from limiting beliefs. That's all that is. Now, that's not a judgment. It's just an observation. It's a limiting belief. That's all that is. And the fact that you're asking the question means your eyes are opening, right? You're realizing, hey, there could be so much more for me. I'm interested in so much more, because you deserve so much more. You were right to follow your instinct of what you felt you wanted more. That's a natural thing to do. But as children, it's squashed. We're told, stop daydreaming, stop asking. We're yelled at, and until we get to the point where we stop asking, and we stop requiring, or we stop dreaming, or we stop desiring. But you can have anything that you want. It's just, what do you want? What would you love? What would you love? What would you love?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Okay. All right, Roddy, what do you want to do now?
I was thinking maybe we could do another Power Life script review if you've got some on the desk, and I can
Absolutely.
keep gathering up some questions as well for you. Maybe we can
All
come
right.
back to that again if that
Yeah,
sounds
why don't we do that? Because we have less than an hour left, and I'll go do some more review and then we'll come back. Thanks, Roddy. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and share my screen. So there we go. Oh, let me hit share. It's going to work so much better that way. Okay, it's Marianne. Is Marianne still on the call? She's from, where's she from? Okay, anyways, let's read this. Okay, I am Marianne. I'm ever grateful, or I'm ever so grateful for living a remarkable, connected, loving, and fun life. Every day I wake up feeling happy, refreshed, and appreciative, and look forward to my day. I choose to be happy and surround myself with only happy people. I respect myself and only surround myself with people who respect me. You know, as I'm reading this, I love this, by the way, as I'm reading this, I'm thinking about the question that was asked earlier about having the joy or the enthusiasm into the Power Life script. Using words like this would do it as well. I have faith, absolute, complete faith in myself. I believe in myself. I have faith in the unknown, and I believe in my dreams, and I enjoy having them materialize in my life. I have confidence in my ability to make positive changes within myself. I am happy with who I am. I love myself. I appreciate myself. I treat myself in a loving way. I am love. I express love. I receive love. I'm inspired. I'm deserving. I'm so worthy. I totally, completely, utterly love myself just the way I am. I am confident, and I know that I can do, be, and have everything I set my mind and heart on. I'm an action taker, and I choose to be a productive, positive person, and I'm proud of all that I accomplish. I prioritize and give myself plenty of time to get my work and projects done and take on projects with love, energy, and focus. I'm a dynamic thinker. I choose to think only those thoughts that serve me, and they serve the greater good, and it contributes to my excellent health, overflowing love, and abundant prosperity. I help others create the same in their lives. I picture my wonderful life. I see it, all of it, as I choose for it to be. I see it, I feel it, I enjoy it. I know I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm happy, I'm loving, and I'm loved. This is almost verbatim from one of the samples. It was my Power Life script that's in the, if you're in Power Life script, you'll see a lot of this in the sample, by the way. And that's why it's so easy for me to say, because I've been saying it and hearing it for years. So nice job. I like it. I deserve the incredible, loving, and special relationships that I have in my life. I deserve love. I deserve abundance. I deserve opulence. I deserve success. I deserve my wonderful friends. I deserve all the abundance in the world. And I'm grateful for it every single day. I'm happy and grateful now that I'm in complete, perfect balance on all levels and in all my cells and body, mind, and spirit. I live a perfectly well-balanced, healthy, strong, and harmonious body. I am vibrant and alive. I always have plenty of energy to do the things I want to work on and achieve. I'm physically and mentally strong and in balance and in harmony. I love my body, and my body loves me. I take really good care of myself, and I make sure to give my body plenty of water, nutritious foods, and rest, and I take time to play every day. Only good things come to me because I only give good things to others. I always assume and expect the best in others and in life. I am good at relaxing and letting go and having plenty of fun on an everyday basis. Life is easy and fun, and I love it. I have absolute faith. I let go of control and having to know the how. I trust that life always gives me more than enough and brings my desires to me. I'm patient with myself, my process, and the process of life. I always see the best in me and appreciate myself exactly as I am. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. I accept peace within myself. I focus only on the positive things in my life. I feel gratitude. I'm confident that everything in my life will happen as it should. I have the strength to overcome every situation in a peaceful manner. I'm always clear-minded and present in the present moment. I'm capable and able to see things from all perspectives. I make decisions confidently, and I find happiness in every choice I make. I am in control of my behavior and emotions. I seek the positives in everything. I'm confident in my ability to manage my money and have my priorities in order. All my bills are paid easily and on time, and I pay them with gratitude always. I have excellent time management skills and manage my time wisely in all areas of my life. I have an abundance of money, and I enjoy freedom in my life. My income is constantly increasing day by day. I'm often surrounded by my kids, who are my biggest joy. I appreciate each and every one of them deeply and completely. I spend quality time with each of my kids, and we have a wonderful relationships. My love for them is eternal and show in my actions toward them. I'm surrounded by creative and inspiring people who want the same as I. To help others through our creativity while We are abundantly paid for our art and services. I have good and close, loving and kind friends that support me and I support them. We have a lot of fun together and we laugh often. Callum and I are now together and we're completely in love. Callum is my soulmate. We're the happiest we've ever been and each other's best match. I'm so grateful for every tiny little thing he does for me. We share deep, interdependent and fulfilling connection rooted in mutual trust, integrity, honesty, and compassion. We understand and support each other fully and often laugh together. We're very loving, thoughtful, caring, romantic, considerate, and patient. Callum and I bring out the best in each other and cherish every moment we spend together, and every day it just gets better and better. We spend every day together in our companies that are a great success and give us financial abundance and freedom. We often go out into nature hand in hand to explore the astonishing nature we're surrounded by. We love to surprise each other and show how much we love, value, and appreciate each other. I'm attentive, sensitive, and understanding of Callum's desires, and he is attentive, sensitive, and understanding of mine. He loves everything about me, and I love everything about him. He loves who I am, and I love who he is. Callum's company with horse massage and making healing soap and tinctures for them is his dream come true. Callum backs me up in going for my dreams and in everything I do, and I do the same for him. Callum has great success with his company. The word quickly spread that Callum has a way of helping the horses he touches and in a way heals them with his hands. It's made him widely sought after and popular, so much so that he now has a waiting list. Callum's back is completely healed and he is now pain-free in every way. So there we see some highlighting. It took me a while to find something to actually correct here because it's a phenomenal Power Life script I'm sure you're all getting. So here, you know, Callum is completely healed. Sounds like something was wrong with it, right? Oh, pain was there. So I understand that the word pain-free and healed are not necessarily bad words, but I would rephrase that. You know, every part of Callum's body is in perfect condition or something like that, just so that you don't give any energy to something that needs healing or something that has pain. I've opened up my heart and creative center, and I'm now an artist who paints, draw, and write children's books about subjects where children learn to understand themselves on a deeper level. I'm an award-winning, best-selling author of multiple international children's books. I work with the masters and mentors I admire greatly in Skipping Levels program and MSI Entrepreneur. I'm living my purpose. I feel joyful, enthusiastic, exhilarated, grateful, and present. I express myself with ease, eloquence, and honesty. I'm richly rewarded for the meaningful life that fulfills me on every level. My Etsy shop is a huge success where I'm guided and create designs and deliver exceptional products that bless and help people. I possess an endless supply of creativity and express it in many ways, and I only produce magnificent and creative art and designs that sells abundantly. I love my career, where I get to tap into my creative talents and skills that are abundant of amazing ideas that sells well. I do what I love and I love what I do. I'm a magnet for good and attract wealth by giving the best quality of products and services. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm earning a 5-figure income on Etsy every month. I love the secure house I own in nature in the state of Victoria, Australia. The house is big and have big, bright windows that brings me closer to the nature that it's outside and around the house. I love my house and I love sitting on the porch every morning, lunch and evening, eating my meals and enjoying the nature and the amazing view I have all around the house. My space is peaceful and harmonious and perfect for me and my family. The house has 4 extra bedrooms with their own bathrooms, so my kids have a place to sleep when they come to stay or visit. And I have an art studio for when I want to create art or write my children's books that I sell online. It has an big open kitchen and dining area where we cook lovely meals and hang out and talk. In the garage, I have a blue Audi Q7. And then I wrote, do you own it? I love the freedom the car gives me, and I can go everywhere I want in it, wherever I want. I love to drive around or turn up my favorite music. So I only added the words like, do you own it? Because it's just, you know, having something could mean there's a debt associated with it. So I'd say I bought and paid for with cash my beautiful new blue Audi Q7. So that's just an example of a little distinction that you can add in there. Same thing with homes. Like when I love the secure house I own. See, here you might want to say own outright, because people could own it, but they could have a big debt going with it too. So you could say I own outright. I, Marie Ann Good Johnson, live a wonderful, harmonious, relaxed, fully enjoyable, abundant, prosperous, rich, healthy, loving and fulfilling life. I believe in the power of love, prayer, intentions, thought, and words. I believe in miracles. I am love. I'm living my best life. I thank God, the universe, my loved ones, angels, and guides for awakening my heart and dancing with my spirit and touching my soul. For this and so much more, I am grateful. All right. Is the wonderful Marie Ann on the call? Is she here? I want to go and see. Yes, right on. I think it's her. Marie Ann, is that you?
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you. I'm so grateful. I
Bravo.
really appreciate it. I thought it was loaded with errors.
It's well done, beautifully done. You know, there's another sample I know in the Power Life script that you had borrowed, yeah, from the guidebook.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful use of all the best of what's there. There was only one thing that I was thinking, well, I know that comment that I made about Callum in the back and the healing, but the other thing that I was looking for in there is, you mentioned it with Etsy, and that you're earning 5 figures. And I was thinking, I didn't really see net worth. Like what I read in your statement just sounded to me like, here's a woman who's got it all, right? Did everyone else on the call feel that? Like she's got it all. Like she sounds very relaxed. She sounds abundantly wealthy. So what happens sometimes, this is something I really want you all to understand as well. There could be underlying understandings that go along with your Power Life script. Okay, so when I read Marie Ann's Power Life script, I'm thinking she's abundantly wealthy. That's what I felt when I read it. And that's what we're seeing. Manju says yes, Veronica says yes, etc. And maybe you do. And if you do, great. But one thought was, you know, it sounds like you got your life really well together. Sounds like you're doing work that's deeply meaningful. Maybe you want to add something about what your personal net worth is and that you always have an abundance of money to do whatever you want to do, or that your investments return double-figure returns on your investments, or something around the financial side of it. And this is something else I've noticed with a lot of other people as well, is that they talk about all these things they have. And we do have another example coming up if we get to it. There's one Power Life script that talked about multiple houses all over the world, and that's fine. You can have as many as you want. You can have dozens of them if you want.
I
But
actually had a house in Denmark too, but I took it off. I was like, oh, that's maybe too much, a house in Australia and Denmark, but I actually want a house in both countries so we can like fly
add it.
there.
Put it back in. You can have anything. You can have
Okay.
anything that you want. Absolutely. If that's something you want, add it back in. Absolutely. And maybe talk that you know, your net worth is in excess of or more than.
Can I say something? It's because I heard somewhere that if you have a belief that kind of goes against it. So if you said like, I have a net worth of $1 million a year, your belief will kind of struggle against that.
Well, that's why you have a Power Life script. So you put into the script the belief that's going to support that. So, and
that's why I put it so low.
Okay, so then move it up. Move it up if it's something that needs to be worked on, and make
I
sure
would like a six
like-
figure every month.
yeah,
That's
6
it.
figure. And then I would say like you have multiple millions. Like when you start to think big, like $1 million doesn't go that far anymore,
No,
right? It really
it
doesn't.
is fast.
And if you think about being financially set for life, like if I asked everyone here, actually, I'm going to ask this question right now. Okay, for all of you that are here, everyone that's listening right now, for you, okay, I just want you to type in your answer. Don't be influenced by the other answers that you're going to see in the chat box. For you to be financially set for life, what would your net worth be? Okay, I want you all to answer that question. What would your net worth be were you to be financially set for life? Please type it in the chat box here. Okay, and Marietta, I want you to answer that question too. Were you to be financially set for life, you never have to worry about money again, you got all the money in the world that you want, what would that number be?
Wow, I feel the resistance now. I want to say a big number, but
Okay, so let go of the resistance.
yeah, set for life. Yeah, well, if you're in the 1% club, that's kind of high. What is that? $50 million? No.
Okay, so 50 million. Okay, let's go with 50 million. 50 million is a good number. Now that doesn't feel real to you, does it?
No, my inside is going, wow, you can't do
Okay,
that.
and that's okay, because you know what? It's just the paradigm. That's all that is. It's your belief is that, oh, me, 50 million net worth, but you could do it. You absolutely have the power to do it. You have the ability to do it. Absolutely. Oh, okay. I didn't know what Manju's comment was. Now, if we look at the right-hand side and go up to the top where I asked the question, we'll see a variety of different answers. So we started with Jesus said 5 million, Patty Lee 164 million, Christina 1 million, Oliver 500 million, Manju 50 million, Laura 29 million, Paul 100 million, Andrew 20 million, Ferguson 20 million, Melly, is that 500,000? Yeah, 500,000. Jean Catherine 25 million, Selmarie 20 million, Patricia Ann 25 million, Tootie 22 million, Raina 1 million, Veronica 5 million, Pete 50 million, Corey 37.5 million. I like that. Aisha 969 million. All right. Bronwyn 10 million pounds, Tony 100 million, Avisha 500,000 pounds per year. I'm talking about net worth. So what are you worth? What are you worth? That could be your income there, Avisha. Sharon 200 million, Holly 100 million at least. Oh, I like the way you think, Holly. Sarah several billions. So all right, now that's our first billion right there. So Sarah's obviously at a different frequency than everybody else. Rika 100 million, and it doesn't matter what the number is, by the way. It's not a contest we're having here. It's whatever it would be for you. KR's is 1 million, Felicia 25 million, Bika's 600 million, Jamie is 2 million, question mark, 4 million. What would you love, Jamie? That's the way you answer the question. What would you love? Yvonne 2 million, Matty says 3 million. Okay, we're talking about net worth, not income. Robert DG, I don't know what number that is, but there's a whole bunch of zeros there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It looks like, is that 300 million or is that 3 billion? Mohammed says billionaire. Paul says a billion. Okay, now we're getting to the billions. Dr. Ruka, 500 million. Cheryl, I think that's 300 million. Barbara, 75 million. Effie, 100 million. Christine, 250 million. A New Leaf Company, 50 million. Joanna, 100 million. Anne, 50 million. $1 million a year for the rest of my life, says Holly. Okay, we're not talking about income. It's just net worth. Okay, we got lots more to go. All right, so all of those numbers came from paradigms. That's where they came from. Paradigm, a belief system. Now, the paradigm could be what you think you can do, and the paradigm might be what you do have as a goal. But the truth is, even if you don't believe it yet, you can get to the point. This whole event was called Power Life Script Live. And the idea behind a Power Life Script is to impress these ideas into your consciousness until they become real for you. You got to believe them and know them to be true. So as Napoleon Hill said, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand prosperity and abundance than it is to accept misery and poverty. So when we look at on the right-hand side, Marianne, where we have all those people that have put in what they would like their net worth to be, the same effort will go into it. The same effort. In other words, for Roddy to manifest, now I don't know if Roddy wrote an answer down there. I don't think he did, but let's say Roddy's number is, I'll pick a number for Roddy, 100 million. Let's say that's Roddy's 100 million. Yours is 50 million. Let's say somebody else is 20 million. All of you are going to be doing the same thing energetically, which means that the process for you to manifest that is to, 1, decide that's what your outcome is. 2, to determine what that feels like and what you need to believe in order to have that. And then you have to reinforce it. So you got to reinforce it into your subconscious mind, right? Through repetition. Repetition of what? Repetition of the thoughts, repetition of the feelings. So if you got up every day and Roddy got up every day and somebody else got up every day and started to declare, I'm so happy and grateful that my net worth is 100 million, 50 million, 20 million, whatever that number is. And you did that over and over and over again. In the beginning, you're not going to believe it because it's just so far from what you have right now. You won't believe it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. your job, and I talked about this a moment ago, is, and we talked about consciousness, right? The new mind, the new home. Your job is to go and reside there in the place of this is already done. So when you wake up in the morning and go, oh my goodness, I am so grateful. I have a $50 million net worth. And you start thinking, oh, 50 million. Where am I going to go today? What am I going to do? What do I want to do? Who do I want to help?
Yeah.
Right?
That's
You
important.
start thinking differently, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
It's like we're taking the lid off, right? And we're going to a whole new dimension. That's the new mind. That's the new mind. That's where we're going. We're going to this new place, this new mind, this new consciousness. So if you, Marianne, if you ask yourself this question, how would you feel and act right now if you had everything you wanted? How would you feel and act right now if you had 50 million in net worth?
Immensely grateful.
Right.
Think about all the people I can help.
Right. So
Yeah.
you do that now. It's like Effie says, where do I want to go today in my private jet? Right.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to help?
Yeah.
That's really what you're, and that is such an important question. Every one of you should be asking yourself every day. How would I feel and act right now if I had everything that I wanted? How would I feel and act right now? Just ask yourself that question. Yeah, perfect. And you should be doing that, right? You got to act as if. Now, I know that I like Michelle's answer. She says, I'm going to stay home, be in this beautiful place with my horses. So does that mean you're not working? And that's okay. I mean, yeah, maybe not, right? Maybe not. But does it mean you're going to stop working and act as if while the bills pile up? No. And that sometimes is when people put themselves into a dangerous situation. Could you, though? Could Michelle be taking care of business and doing her thing while in her imagination, she has that net worth that she's declared for herself? Yeah, absolutely. Done. She's doing it now. I'm sure she's doing it now. All right.
Can I say something?
Please.
I noticed a question. I think is her name Dr. Ruka. She asked if she doesn't know what she want to do right now. I don't know it either. I just started this Etsy shop, but I don't really have figured out what my niche is going to be. I'm just like trying error right now, but I kind of feel it in my bones. It's going to be a success somehow.
Beautiful.
I don't know yet where it's leading, but I'm just following, right? Like you say, the next idea.
And you could just add a line to your script that says, I've been grateful that it's crystal clear to me, exactly what I'm doing. And you don't say what it is, but you say that you're grateful that now you know. Now you know. I'm so aware of what my purpose is. I'm completely clear.
I actually think I have that somewhere.
Do you have that already?
Yeah, I had something with purpose. It's so long, I can't really remember where it is. But I borrowed some of yours from the guidebook, and
yes,
like I followed the steps from your videos, and I wrote down I want to improve my self-worth and my self-confidence, because Annie Harvey pointed that out on one of your lives, that I needed to know that I'm worthy of getting these things. Okay, so I need that self-worth. So I looked up I have so many like
right, that's good.
Yeah, so I found like the statements that fits my list. Like I wrote down a list what I want to focus on and what I want to better in my life. So
I love it. And what's fascinating about that is that while you're having the awareness, because that's really what you're experiencing here, you're having awareness, you're noticing things. If you notice there's an aspect or an element or a belief that requires strengthening, add it in. And add it in 100 times if you want, like just add it in so that you're saturating your mind. Like worthiness as an example was one that I had to deal with. as it related to love. I had to feel I was worthy of love because I hadn't felt that years ago. And so it was just woven throughout my Power Life script, lots of repetition, but it became so evident and so strong. And of course, the being impressed into the subconscious mind over and over again, it just like packed it in there, right? That's my solid foundation now, you know, and I just believe. It's like when Danny and I started dating and he says, what happens when you're not earning money? I'm always earning money. And like, I don't even have to hesitate on that. I'm always earning money. I'm a money earning machine. And that's because it's a belief, you know, we get to choose. I mean, it really is. It's just a choice. You know, what's going to serve you? What's going to support you? What's going to help you? What's going to get you to where you want to go? And you just grab a hold of those beliefs and you bring them in, lasso them in and bring them into your script. But you have a phenomenal life script. Absolutely phenomenal. How often do you listen to it?
I haven't, this one is a new one. I have an old one I've been listening to from the first, I bought your program back in 19 when I met you on one of Bob's live seminars, the one Annie Harvey went to, actually, we found out. And that's where I got to know you and started following you too. And I just like, Callum and I seem so stuck, and I realized I need to go back to all these teachings.
Yes.
Because I kind of have the feeling that we are putting the brakes on ourselves, but I'm moving forward now. But Callum, he keeps getting adversity after adversity, and like he's so stuck, and I think so I have to like focus on the positive. So I try putting it in. Even though while I was writing this about Callum, I had so much resistance because this is not reality like what it's looking like
That's
now.
okay. That's paradigms. They're going to put up a royal battle. Remember, Bob said that? He said, and he got that straight from Neville Goddard, by the way. And it was Neville who originally said that, you know, the moment you make a decision to do something different or something you've never done before, your paradigms are going to put up a royal battle and they will fight you.
Yeah.
And they continue to fight you. It's not that they stop. They'll fight you.
No, they don't. But I feel there's been the more I've been on your lives and listened to you, and I started doing all this work again, like I'm very diligent right now and disciplined. I do it every day. I feel the shifts now, and there will be there are some days where I'm like, oh God, I've shifted here. Normally I would like go to the negative, but there's like something clicks before I go to the negative now, and I'm back before I even almost notice it. But I wanted to wait till after this live, and then I'm gonna like say this because I wanted to like learn from the reviews of the Power Life scripts you're doing here, so I could correct mine. But no, I'm so fortunate you read mine. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna
keep listening to it. Like keep listening to it over and over and over again. And
I asked on your last live with the binaural beats and where you can like record it, so I have that saved. So
okay,
wait after tonight. So I'm not gonna do it tomorrow. It's on my schedule for tomorrow.
I love it. That's great. Well done. Really well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, what having Marianne here is great for everyone. I mean, it really is. I see the nice comments in the side too. Thank you, Effie. But here's what you know, she mentioned about the shifts, right? She began to feel the shifts. The shifts occur first in us before we'll ever see them outside. That's where it's going to occur. Because a lot of people get frustrated because they're looking for something outside of themselves to happen. It's like, it's not going to happen unless it's happening here first. It has to happen within you before you'll ever see it outside of you. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Oh,
shoot. I think the line got muted. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Roddy, did you want to get to some questions again? We got lots of them coming in.
Yeah, there are still a few to go through. Callie has a double question. Does it matter that we have a number to what amount of money to manifest in the beginning if we have affirmative statements around money coming in?
Yeah, it does matter. I think it does matter because you could have money coming in where you're getting $1 a month. That's money coming in. It absolutely matters. And it takes no more effort, right? No more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand prosperity and abundance. So ask for it, set a number, definitely create a number.
Perfect. And she also asked, what way would you turn that question, what would I love, into an affirmation?
I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand the question.
I think she's maybe looking for some sort of variation on the what would I love statement, sort of into an affirmation.
Yeah, I'm very clear on what I love. Yeah, I'm crystal clear on what I love. You know, what I love is so obvious to me. It could be something like that.
Perfect. And Mustafa asked, please, what should I do when I do not know what to do to achieve my income?
Well, you got to build the belief that it's already there. And by the way, I just put the link in again for the Black Friday deal, because when the event ends in about 20 minutes, the chat box goes away as well. So the thing that, you know, this is a common question, and I appreciate you asking the question. You don't have to know how. You have to build the belief that you are already earning that. You have to let the how come into your space. But if you question it, and if you're looking for the answer, now you could be looking for the answer with a positive expectation, knowing it's already there, because it is. The way is already there. It's already done. Your success is absolutely guaranteed. And your success is guaranteed when you are in alignment with the outcome. In other words, you're feeling and acting as if it's already there. You think that way, you feel that way. So in this particular case, it was an income goal. So you're seeing yourself earning that kind of money. It's like the question that I asked Marianne, how would you feel and act right now? Whether if your net worth was 50 million, you ask yourself the same question. How am I acting and feeling right now? Were I to be earning, or as I'm earning, make it a better statement, as I'm earning this income. So if your income is, I don't know what number it is, but let's say it's $1 million a year, you know, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm easily earning. And when you're feeling it, the way is going to be revealed to you. When? Don't know. But if you get into frustration, if you get into doubt, you are sabotaging your results. You are contaminating the results. You must stay in faith. Now, faith is seeing something that's not visible, right? You're believing in something that's invisible. Some people might call it impossible, but it will be inevitable when you continue to reside in the energy of, in other words, the thoughts and the feelings of already having it. So that's what you have to do.
Perfect. And yeah, the Black Friday deal that Peggy just referenced there, it is in the chat box, but for those that are watching the replay, it's peggymccall.com/BFF. And that's where you'll find
Friend forever.
Exactly. Yeah, indeed. We're all friends here. So absolutely. Yeah, check out all the deals there. Some really great offers indeed. If you're unsure, because I know there's quite a few there, you're very welcome to book a call, which can also be done at peggymccall.com/book call, and we will serve you and we'll give you some advice. The wonderful Vladi is on this call, and she'll be delighted to meet with you and speak with you and see what we can do to help you. So you ready for another question, Peggy?
Born ready, baby. I just got an idea for my book, so I'm writing it down right now. You got to act on them when they come to you.
Yeah, you should always have a pen and paper at the side.
Right.
As Errol Nightingale said. So from Dr. Ruka again, so is it that we are open to the universe for all the goods that are on the way? We can manifest our profession as a passion, even if we don't know what we really want right now?
Yes. The answer is yes. I get the question. I understand the question, but you know, it's such a fascinating thing, right? It almost seems like backward thinking, and it is backward thinking, because we have to go to the end, which is the desire, the goal. It's already done, and we have to move into that energy space and think and feel from that place while we're doing the other things. So the body's over here doing these other things while the mind's over here, right? So it's like, are you in two places at once? Yeah. But the place that you want to be consciously is in the place that the goal is already done. So the short answer to Dr. Ruka's question is yes, but that explains it.
Perfect. And Holly asked for some feedback. She's gone away. She's improved her affirmations. She was looking for you to give some feedback, Peggy. I love so many things and I'm so excited to experience all of it. How's that?
Is that in the chat box on the right-hand side?
I will paste it in just now so
Yeah,
you
if you
can
don't mind, just so
see
I can see it. I want to see that again. Okay, I love so many things and I'm so excited to experience all of it. And what was the question that went with it?
I think it was in reference to the previous one that she had where I love to say I have the money to live my life as I see fit without concern. And then she's flipped it over and gone, I love so many things and I'm so excited to experience all of it now. I think she's gone away to improve it from the previous one. She's just wondering how that is compared to the other one, I think.
I liked it without the words without concern. I mean, I liked it before. This one, it just feels confusing. And it feels like there's even a dichotomy there. There could be a challenge there. I love so many things and I'm so excited to experience all of it. I don't know. I'm not resonating with that statement, but it doesn't matter if I'm resonating with it. All that matters is for her. Is she resonating with it? I love so many things and I'm excited to experience all of it. To me, what that says is she's powerful, which she is. You know, like you're powerful, you can create anything that you want. And so if those words would invite that feeling, great. If not, change them.
Perfect. And she also said, being specific is good, right? Question mark. For example, I love cooking in my bright, spacious kitchen with white granite countertops, all the latest kitchen appliances, with a hanging pot rack over a wide island with eucalyptus vines decorating it.
Wow, nice. I like it.
Sound of that. Same here. Yeah, brilliant.
I like white granite countertops.
And Barbara asked what to do against people in your life that are trying to add in their manifestations, but also trying to obstruct your process.
Okay, number one, nobody does anything to you unless you give them permission. So nobody's obstructing, nobody's in your way unless you're giving them your power. So understand that. So what do you do against people in your life that are trying to add in there? If someone wants to share their opinion, and of course, it's rare to think this way. It's rare to think limited possibilities. It's rare to think you can have whatever it is you want. It's rare to go into a Zoom room and say, what would you love your net worth to be, and have answers like that. It's rare. And it's also rare out there in the world, the number of people that are doing it, right? But there's obviously a desire for more. It's inherent within every single human being. So the point is that the majority of people don't think like this, and the majority of people aren't producing like this. And so when that happens, when other people who are in a different way of being express their beliefs, you can just say, well, that's interesting. Just like, don't be rude, or not to say you would be, but my suggestion is just say, that's interesting. I don't get into those conversations, because it's very easy to get into those conversations. You know, I could be sitting on the bench watching my grandson play a hockey game and sit with the other parents, and a conversation could start up, and it could be a very negative conversation talking about the government, or talking about the economy, or talking about interest rates, or talking about the coach, or talking about something. Just don't go there. You just don't go there. Don't engage in the conversations. Your responsibility is right here. This is the part that you're in control of. Just maintain your control. Even with my husband, if he starts to say, oh, you're never going to do that, don't let it in. Don't let it in. Bounce. Let it go by. Duck. Let it go by. Imagine you have a plexiglass shield. It's just going to bounce off. Negativity is not welcome here. You don't let it in. You're in control of that.
Love it. And next question we have, once I pop up my screen, is from Trisha, and she's already planning her trip to the live in-person Power Life script, but said she got deported from Canada a few years ago. Even though I'm working with a great immigration lawyer to get back to Canada, I'm not sure I can put the fact that I want to go to the Power Life script in-person event without any issues from the Canadian immigration or CBSA question.
Yeah, throw all that in the garbage. Do you want to be there? Just see yourself there. Say, I'm traveling around the world freely, go where I want, whenever I want. Just get rid of that idea. See it done. I like what Michelle wrote. The universe can solve any problem. Absolutely. Agreed.
And Yvonne asks, how can I include my son in my Power Life script? He has ADHD and experiences many moments of rejections, for example, at school. Can I write, my son loves going to school and he is seen and accepted the way he is?
Yes, I like that, Yvonne. My son has ADHD too. He's not in school anymore, but my grandson is, and he has ADHD. I have ADHD. So, yep.
Perfect. And Christine Lee asks, when visualizing the pics you see over a year, but not manifesting, I take it she meaning she's looking at it for the year, but it's not happening, it's not manifesting. Is she doing something wrong with her visualization?
Right. Okay, great question. You know, this is a question that is also asked time and time again, like when goals don't manifest when people want them to manifest. The challenge is you don't know how long it's going to take. So Christine's asking, am I wrong in my visualizing? Maybe not. Like if you really are really, truly, genuinely feeling that that has already manifested, it will manifest. When? Don't know. But you got to stay in that energy. You cannot ever go to the place of, why is this not happening? You can't go to that place. It's destructive. You got to stay away from that. You got to trust and have faith. You get off track, put back on track, back on track. Most people, excuse me, underestimate how long it's going to take. So just stay in the right energy, Christine Lee. It's absolutely going to happen. And I look at all the things that you've manifested, Christine, like you're a manifesting machine. Like you know how to make things happen. Could be you're just off on the timing kind of thing. It's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Just stick with it. See it, celebrate it, feel the gratitude for it. It's definitely going to happen. Okay. Oh, you went quiet.
Sorry. Saka asks, is it better to remove negative people from your life if possible, or better yourself so much that it doesn't affect you anymore and use it as practice material?
That's such an interesting question. You know, what's interesting about that is that there are negative people everywhere. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere. So is it better to remove them? Depends. Some of them might be your relatives. Some of them might sleep in the same bed as you, right? Some of them might be under the same roof. So do you remove them? No. I think what's best is to just really manage yourself, like just manage your own emotions. Just don't let it in. We got about 10 minutes, 11 minutes left, and I see we got a couple of hands raised here. And I do want to answer Marie Ann's question too. Roddy, if you don't mind, she said, can you repeat what you said about easy maintenance on owning multiple houses? I want to include that with our houses in Denmark and Australia. By the way, I do have to be off at 2. I have another appointment. So can I repeat what I said? Yeah, the thing is that I've noticed this with a lot of people is that a lot of people that submitted their Power Life scripts have multiple homes. And the thing to keep in mind is they'll come with expenses, right? I'm not talking about even if you bought them and you paid cash for them. There'll be taxes. You have to heat them, you have to maintain them, you know, like stuff like that. So you could say something like, I easily pay all expenses, you know, at all times, or I pay my bills early, all taxes are paid. Like I have a statement in my Power Life script about taxes because I'm an anal retentive taxpayer, meaning it's always paid, always. Business, personal, properties, you know, all those taxes are always paid early or on time. That's what I say, early or on time. So you can just speak to that as far as an affirmation is concerned. All my expenses are easily paid for, paid early or paid on time. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Roddy, I think I'll go to Tricia Morgan. We can bring her into the spotlight. And if we have time, we'll do Pete, but we'll have to see there. Tricia, can you unmute your line for me, please?
Yeah, hey, I don't know why you said Morgan. It's
Oh, I'm sorry. What does it say?
It's
Oh,
Moran.
Moran. Sorry about that.
I say Moran, but it's okay. I'll forgive you.
Thank you for forgiving me. I appreciate it.
That's okay. So this isn't a question, like people are talking about manifesting. So this is a little more of a comment. So I was thinking this morning, I have a dog sitting business, like pet sitting. And I was thinking about a client this morning and I thought, oh, I wonder, does she need me to look after her dogs at Christmas? And she literally just messaged me.
Perfect.
Asking me to look after dogs. So, I mean, that's it. Because I was reading my Power Life script earlier on today and I put it in. So, I mean.
Wow. Where do you live? Where do you live, Patricia?
I live in Ireland right now.
In Ireland. Oh, okay. So you can't watch my dogs then?
Well, I'd look after your dog. Actually, I want to talk to you about writing a book and I want to put your dogs in it. So we'll chat.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Okay. That was good. I love that. All right. Well, Pete's hand must have gone down. Okay. All right, Roddy. Oh, there, Pete, you're back. Okay, Pete, come on in. Come on into the spotlight. There he is. There he is. I saw your Power Life script. I read it. Here, do you want to unmute your line? Can you unmute your line for me?
Yes, thank you so much. I was hoping you would do that because I was manifesting and I, saw you reading my Power Life script and said, yes.
I did. And now let me see if I actually had any comments. I think it was like one of those perfect ones. You know what? I highlighted nothing.
Oh, what?
Which is good. That means that I loved it. Now, I know in your situation that you're selling your home and purchasing another one. And I know you have a specific amount of money in your mind as well. Although I think it's listed for lower than that amount of money. Is that correct?
Yes, now it is. Yes.
Yeah. So that creates a challenge for sure. So I think that part you'll have to be flexible with.
Okay.
I think you have to be flexible and don't worry about it because you know what? There's an abundance. You know what Bob Proctor used to say? I know where the money is. He used to say that. I know where the money is. You know where the money is, Pete. And if that house goes for less than what you want to sell for, let it go. Let it go because it's going to release you from it. And it's going to give you the freedom to go live that amazing life that I read about this morning.
Right.
Which is pretty awesome. And that's really where your energy should be, is that you're with your significant other, that you got these beautiful homes and you're another one that has multiple homes, that you own them outright, paid for them with cash, you love them completely, you're enjoying quality time, and just see that as your vision, and then let go of the house, like just let go.
Okay.
Perfect person's going to come along. There's plenty of money out there. It's like Bob used to say this. He said, people that are broke understand it's temporary, but people that are poor have created that as an identity. There's a big difference between being poor and broke. Broke, temporary. Yeah, just a little, and I'm not saying you're broke or that you're poor. But in business, and you're a business person, right? Like in business, there's, hills and there's valleys, and it just goes like that. It's a part of the rhythmic experience of life.
Yeah, and one quick note on that is that I have in my Power Life script that I have taught 10,000 young men and women, and it started about 2 weeks ago. It happened where right now I'm teaching about 45 young men and women for a company, for a state agency. They have hired, folks from, they were incarcerated or gang members, whatever. So I am kind of like teaching exactly what you have been teaching for multiple years.
That's so good.
I know, it's just like all of a sudden that happened, like, okay.
Love it. Well, that's one of the best things that anyone can do for themselves is help another, right? Help another succeed and you'll succeed. It's just the way it is. And it works so magnificently.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate you.
Right. Okay.
All right. So Roddy, where's our lovely Vladdy? Oops, I almost made Pete the host of the whole show here. Okay, let's get our Vladdy and bring her in. I got to find her. Vladdy, where are you? My beauty. Oh, there she is. She's hiding. Just kidding. She's not hiding at all. Okay, how do we go back to Spotlight? Oh dear. View. There. All right, did it. Yay. Hi, Vladdy. You've been so quiet today. Have you been taking lots of notes?
Yes.
Atta girl. I saw in the comment section that you said you're going to be rewriting your Power Life script.
Yes, I started. It's just really great way to reevaluate what we do all the time.
Yes.
And I think we forget sometimes thinking that it's done. And I actually realized that so many things already happened to end the years.
So true. That is great. Well, I wanted to bring you in so everyone could see you. I know many people that are here already know who the lovely Vladdy is, and she is a very important member of our team here at Dynamic Destinies. I just checked to see if Kayla was here. I think she was here earlier, but she may have had to pop off. But on behalf of Dynamic Destinies, I want to thank you for giving me your attention. Someone wrote in the chat box that it was a great 3 hours. And I'm thinking, we've been on 4. So maybe 1 hour wasn't so great. Just kidding. Anyways, it's 4 hours. It absolutely is our pleasure to serve you. We really, really love helping people. We love the difference making part of the way that we're blessed to serve people. And we take our responsibility very seriously. Now, we've got a lot of ways that we can serve you, not only here, not only in this program. Some of you are in our other programs. And for those of you that aren't, because we have our Friday, our Black Friday sale on right now, definitely take a look at that. Get into Club Achieve if you're not in Club Achieve. Absolutely. And go for the mega bundle, because there you'll get everything included. But we do have other programs. We have MSI Entrepreneur, and that's for anyone that wants to create multiple sources of income. All you need to do is have a desire. You want to improve your income. You don't have to have any prerequisite as far as training or skill set or anything. You've got a desire, you can get into MSI Entrepreneur. We have a program called Skipping Levels, which is about quantum leaps, taking a quantum leap in your life. And then we have Destiny Coaches. And all of those, Vladdy is very happy to meet with you and discuss. If there's something of interest, depending on what your own goals are, where you see yourself, then book an appointment with Vladdy. The link is right there in the chat box. Roddy just posted it there. It's been in the chat box, the whole thing. If you watch the replay, or when you watch the replay, you'll also see the link there to book an appointment with Vladdy. She'd be delighted to meet with you and give you some guidance on where she feels would be a good fit for you. But on behalf of me and my team, I want to thank you. It has absolutely been my pleasure to serve. 4 hours went by like that. For me, it did anyways. And I hope it did for you as well. I'm sorry we didn't get to all the Power Life scripts. As I said, we had, I think, 50 or 60 of them submitted. We went through a few of them. Hopefully you've got enough of a great understanding of how it's going to work. We're definitely going to do a Power Life script live in-person event. It'll be done over a 2-day period. And we're going to get that booked, because it's something that I feel really inclined to do. And I think it'd be very beneficial to all. So thank you guys. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you, Roddy. Roddy, you're amazing how you're able to grab all those questions and stay on track and keep us all organized. You're just an incredible being, and I'm so blessed to serve with you. And thank you, Vladdy, as well. All right, everyone, have yourself a wonderful weekend.